Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Full motion video.
FMV. I've heard of that.
Oh my God!
I learned all my dance moves from the wacky waving inflatable tube guy.
Ooh, he's got moves.
Here we are, back in the Hughes. The studio.
Oh yeah, the studio. Been here.
I'm just going to pronounce vowels wrong the whole time.
I like it.
All right. I usually pull up like chat and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Are we
forgot.
live?
You can
Yeah.
see Bob say, "Hey guys,"
Right.
and then respond to Bob by going, "Hey
Hey,
Bob."
Hey, Bob. And then we all take a drink.
There it is. There's our live stream.
I mean, what? Hey.
God, the fucking
What?
Baron. Look at him.
Hey. That was a very subtle old man alarm. I didn't ring it too loudly.
Feels so brightly lit. Yeah, there we go. Whew.
Whew. It's an old man alarm because we're all old men,
Yeah.
and it's alarming. When we started this, we were but somewhat old men.
I wasn't anywhere close to being old
No.
men back then.
by the internet standard.
We weren't old men by the internet standard back then.
I
Now
think we
are.
were. I think we were. I mean, let's see. Yeah, I was still over 30, so I was definitely old.
2013 was what, 11 years ago? So I was not quite 30 yet.
I was over
think.
30, so yeah. I was definitely old.
Yeah. I
Okay,
was-
you guys were old men.
I was old then.
Mm-hmm. I'm just even older now. Older than I've ever been.
And now you're getting older. And now you're getting older. And now
Time is marching on,
This is a picture of me when I was younger.
and
It's every
time
picture.
is still marching on.
my friend said, "Hey, this is a picture of me when I was younger."
Every picture is a picture of you when you're younger. See, I can't remember. Is that a Stephen Wright joke or a Mitch Hedberg joke?
Yeah.
Mitch
Are you
Hedberg.
sure?
Yep.
It is.
Okay.
Very sure.
I just never know which, monotone voice to adopt when telling the jokes.
Yep.
I still think my favorite Stephen Wright joke is, I bought a blank tape, took it home, I played it really loud on the stereo, pissed my neighbor off. He's a mime.
It's pretty good.
It's just so dumb.
My apartment is infested with koala bears. It's the cutest infestation ever. I turn on my lights and koalas scatter everywhere.
Man asked me if I wanted a frozen banana.
It's like, hey, come back here. I want to hold you and pet you and feed you a leaf. No, but I want a regular banana later.
Yeah, I don't know why that joke is funny to me because I don't think I've never had a frozen banana in my life. Like, I mean, I know I understand perhaps it's a
They're
thing.
only $10. You should have one.
They're only $10.
Yeah.
Is that a Arrested Development thing? Did they
Yes.
eventually become $10?
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, between Arrested Development and that joke, I am aware of their existence, but I have never in the wild encountered a frozen banana for sale to the point that I'm like, is it a real thing or is it like a Skype hunt? Is it like it's only
Snipe hunt.
Snipe hunt?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you could
Skype hunt is looking for a Microsoft telecommunications product.
Right. Okay. It's a Teams activity. Right. Yeah. Anywho. Yeah, that's the other reason I'm getting old is I'm doing the thing my family has done for years that I've somehow mostly managed to avoid doing, which is transposing names and words.
Oh,
A
okay.
lot.
That's called dementia.
Yes, I'm aware.
I do that a lot.
I know. It's just like, yeah, my grandmother has done it for most of my life. I noticed my mom starting to do it towards the end of hers, and now I'm realizing every once in a while that I'm doing it, as I did earlier with chloroform and chlorophyll. Yeah. One makes plants grow, the other one makes people pass out.
I say stuff like roof instead of ceiling a lot. That sort of shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm practically perfect in every way, so
Like my grandmother's
must
called
suck to be
me
you guys.
every
It does
name
suck, actually.
other than my own for my entire life, like long dead people's names and stuff.
Ooh, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
By good, I mean
Yeah, I mean, still does it. Like, I mean, yeah, her brother, my uncle, whatever, great uncle, I guess technically. I didn't have any actual uncles on my mother's side, but yeah, she's been dead for I don't know since I was in junior high. She still occasionally will pull out his name. I'm like, nope, not him.
my great aunt had a cousin or something. I don't know that everybody called sister for some reason. I don't know, nicknames. But my great aunt
Was she a nun? Ever thought about being a nun? Maybe.
No.
It's not that kind of.
Yeah, it was none of that.
All right, none of that.
But she started to call my mom and almost every other woman in the family sister towards the end. She was saying, "Hey, sister," blah 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 blah, and not
Hey,
like not like
sister,
in the
go,
sassy,
sister.
yeah,
Soul sister.
not that
Yeah,
not that
all right.
kind of sister.
Yeah, like voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Right.
Yeah. It's the longest French I know. I mean, the longest.
The longest French I know is the Maginot Line.
Oh. Okay. It's pretty good. Yeah.
The Maginot Line narrowly bid out Champs-Élysées in my brain.
Or the Rhine.
Oh, that would have been good.
I mean, oui. Like, I really have, like, no connection to the Pink Panther movies. Like, I barely think I ever watched them as a
Okay.
kid. But, like, that is a joke that has stuck with me my entire fucking life. Is that, this is Peter Sellers. Clearly not French. And, by, like, the third or fourth movie, it was, like, everyone was like, fine, we're in on the joke. Like, it's the English guy doing a dumb accent. But, yeah, like, there was a point where he's answering a question, and he goes, si, I mean, oui. And so it's just, that is, like... Him doing that is stuck in my head like my entire fucking life.
Oh, you poisoned my head with it because it now pops into my head all the time.
Have you posted this on the Discord?
I have posted this on the Discord,
Thank you.
as a matter of fact.
Did you post it on that site none of us use anymore?
No.
Good.
I only use that for posting episodes. I could post it on that site if you want. The vast hellscape
what?
that is...
So Bob's going to be sad to see us go, but he likes to watch us leave. I think is what he's trying to say. There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, since Deathstalker, that is way back.
Is that this very start, or was that this Chuck's second episode?
No, that was Chuck's first episode.
First episode? Okay, right out the gate? Okay. Huh.
Yeah. His first episode. Well, we put him on no quarters a couple times to test him out.
Gotcha.
And we're like, this guy's only partially a dick.
Yeah, not fully like us. He had to, That's why he was an intern.
Yep.
Well, thanks, Big
Oh,
Bob.
hey, here we go. Cat waited just till we actually got on, like, all the way on.
Well,
board.
yeah, of course.
Well, she usually does it, like, once we just get in here, like, before we go onto the internet, I think. No? Does she usually when we're live streaming? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually when we're somewhere
So you usually
live.
get to hear me yell at my cat?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
That's why probably people think I hate dogs, because of animated mouths put on dogs. There's a difference. I like actual dogs. I just don't care for sassy ones with CG mouths. and annoying kids voicing them.
Are you ready to light this candle?
Oh, sure.
Cool. Hello, Hula.
Hula was very excited about this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. The comment showed up on the Patreon page like within minutes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Someone has a Google alert for this movie.
Or
It emails the patrons.
Yes.
I know.
And then the day of, I just set it to everyone and email again.
I feel like Google alerts are one of those things. It's like everyone kind of knows about them, but like absolutely nobody except for nerds knows how to set them up. And so like
it's not that difficult.
Oh, I get it. I'm just saying, like, everyone's aware of their existence. It's still a joke of like, oh, you set up a fucking Google alert, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like, it's not that hard, but you did the most
Only
basic,
nerds do it. Yeah.
You did the most basic thing on there, huh? Look at you doing your homework and stuff.
I see now Hula's comment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have been waiting so long for this one. Well, you got lucky, Hula. Just so as you know.
Yeah, this was a last minute call.
It was, yeah.
We had something else, and I was like, no, we need like a real blaxploitation movie.
Yeah.
And then Chuck's like, I think they're all rapey or like depressing, and I was like, there's got to be something. And then sheer luck, I went through our episodes that we had not logged our scores for.
Yeah.
On the on the spreadsheet, and I got to the note that someone had emailed in on the week that I was gone.
Okay.
Talking about that movie, like right after you guys' ratings. And I was like, wait a minute. This person is talking about a zombie blaxploitation movie?
I could.
Why
was
the
it
fuck
Hula?
is that not on the list?
Was it
I
Hula
don't
that
think
wrote
it was
in?
Hula. I don't think it was. Fuck. I don't remember now. Because you read it. Usually when I read it, I remember. But it would have been in October. Sorry, you just don't. You don't read it like I do. So.
Well, you don't read it like I do. So.
Yeah.
Suck on my nuts. Sugar heel.
You don't read it like I read it.
Oh, let's see. It was Hula.
It was?
It was Hula.
Sweet.
Yeah. Hey guys, while binge listening to blaxploitation episodes, I heard Harlow comment about running out of blaxploitation films. That will not stand on my watch, so I highly recommend Sugar Hill, also known as The Zombies of Sugar Hill. A fun revenge film with lots of lingo, fashion, actors, hamming it up in 70s style, and no trace of trigger scenes. It is available on Blu-ray on eBay. I know that this will fill Black History
You know
Month
what? We
for
should
you.
read this during the episode.
Fine. 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 Fine.
We will skip Firecracker, though.
All right,
Yeah.
let's make it so.
So what?
So fetch.
Yeah.
Stop trying.
A needle
Fetch
pulling
it.
thread. Now that we've crossed all the movies.
The end.
Oh, right. As we start, my stomach's like, hello. You had Arby's.
You were hungry enough to eat at Arby's.
Yes. Oh. All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
Episode 596.
Jesus.
Getting close.
And the numbers, they just keep going.
Getting close.
So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
And what we do each and every episode of this here show is you go ahead and watch yourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. And we
Correct.
come in here and talk about them. And then they get ratings. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Robot jocks.
But there are bad movies as a stay away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags, and giant bags of trash. Something hopefully you will not have to worry about the remainder of our episodes, but
We hope not.
we'll see.
Boo to the trash, I say.
Yeah. So, as we are wrapping things up and we have a limited number of episodes, and as we've explained, we are trying to sort of hit our our greatest hits farewell tour. We do find ourselves in a month that is has previously brought us a lot of joy, and that being Blaxploitation History Month.
Correct.
Yeah.
That, however, we sort of have to kind of wrap up into one episode because of our new scheduling.
Yeah. It just kind of worked out that way.
Yeah.
It's literally the only week in February we've got a movie.
Right. So yeah, we are doing 1974's Sugar Hill.
Yeah. This was a listener suggestion
Mm-hmm.
from Hula, who might as well just read it again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why not, right? It says, "Hey guys, while binge listening to Blaxploitation episodes, I heard Harlow comment about running out of Blaxploitation films. That will not stand on my watch, so I highly recommend Sugar Hill, also known as The Zombies of Sugar Hill, a fun revenge film with lots of lingo, fashion, actors hamming it up 70s style, and no trace of trigger scenes." That's awesome. It is available on eBay. We watched it on Amazon Prime.
On Blue eBay?
It's available on Blu-ray on eBay.
Okay.
Today, maybe. I know this will fill that Black History Month void that is coming in 2024. And it did. Because we had kind of declared there's nothing left.
It filled
Even
it.
Chuck told us. Chuck was like,
It filled it like
they're
an empty
all-
grave.
Yeah, they're all either like super serious, super depressing, actually good, or super rapey. And we don't want those. We want movies like this, which are fun blaxploitation movies.
Yeah. If you want the elevator pitch for this movie, it's a blaxploitation zombie movie, as the email said. It's just that's it. I mean,
As soon as I heard that, I was like, whatever movie we were doing, we're not doing that movie.
Right.
We are doing this movie.
yeah. I mean, there's clearly more to the plot, and we will discuss that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like that's an easy pitch. It's just peanut butter and chocolate got together, and I don't mean that like
Yeah.
it sounded,
Jeez.
but you know what I mean.
Well,
Racist.
The Reese's way.
Oh, man.
I mean, chocolate is a good thing.
Yep. So, as it seems to be our case with a lot of blaxploitation movies, just nobody in this was really in anything else except for the detective who was in Scream Blackula Scream.
Yes. It's from American International, who produced, published, distributed.
Like 90% of what we like in blaxploitation history month.
Yeah. I mean, they're known for the people that make the kind of movies that we watch, Mystery Science Theater watches, which is why every time one of them starts, I use their joke, is how can it be both American and international?
Right.
Yeah. Man, where to start?
How about at the beginning?
Yeah, we are introduced to Sugar Hill's. She's not in the opening scene. The opening scene is what seems to be a voodoo ceremony.
Right.
That's rolls over the credits,
Mm-hmm.
and had a choreographer. It was listed as a choreographer.
Yeah, which in the credits I was like, is this the scene that... I mean, there is gyrating and voodoo dancing. It's not necessarily something I would have hired a choreographer for. I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just like, I was like, is this it? Is this what is choreographed? Or are we getting like a big...
It looks like they practiced it a couple times before they did it.
Sure.
Literally a couple times before they did it.
Yeah. There's not a lot of synchronization. It's just a lot of, shaking.
Yeah, but you're like, oh man, and they're bringing out the snake and it's biting the woman, and then she's thrashing around, and they're pouring chicken blood on things, and all this stuff over a song about a voodoo woman.
Mm-hmm. And it basically just turns out it's just a dinner theater. It's just voodoo dinner theater.
Yeah, it's
Club
just,
Haiti
yeah, Club Haiti,
in the middle of Houston.
Haiti.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah, not Club Haiti.
no hate.
Yeah.
But and they walk out to the delight of many a white person clapping.
Oh, yeah.
in that club. The white people of the 70s, they love their Club Haiti.
Yeah.
Their cultural tourism.
Without having to
display.
leave their
without
home.
even having to leave.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed anything, but the whole, cultural appropriation of our nightclub scene has been happening for a long, tiki bars and,
I know,
I'm
yeah.
saying, like, I'm just saying, it's a thing people do. Like,
Yes.
let's go out to this themed bar and pretend we're in a better place than we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we see a woman sitting at the bar who turns out that's Sugar Hill, who is the boyfriend of the owner.
Yes.
I'm sorry, her boyfriend is the owner of the club.
She is actually Diana Hill.
Right.
Yeah.
Sugar's a nickname because she has a face as sweet as sugar tastes, I believe is what she said, quote, unquote.
She's a damn good-looking woman.
She
That's
is
for
she
sure.
is very pretty.
She's basically like 70s Vivica A. Fox.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
mean,
that's
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'm just
Doesn't
saying.
like look exactly, but she's got that
it's
kind of look.
very,
right?
very
Yeah.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a brief conversation between the two of them, but it's made clear that they are very much in love with each other. And in the middle of this discussion, gangsters, including Mac from Night Court, show up.
Yeah.
Mac playing a character known as Fabulous.
Fabulous. Wearing an amazing pimp suit.
He's not a pimp in this movie.
But he's wearing he wears pimp
explicitly, but
outfits
he
the entire time.
I dubbed him the Paisley Pimp because I thought it was a Paisley suit. It's not quite. When you get closer, it's a different kind of pattern. But
it's like a maze.
yeah.
It's Maisley. It's
Yes, it's covered in corn. It's cornflower blue.
yeah. But also, man, Langston, her boyfriend, he's got this suit that just shimmers. It's so
I
fucking
think
cool.
it's covered in rhinestones,
It might be,
but it's also got this
but
like
it doesn't look like it's covered in rhinestones. But it
Yeah.
shines at like specific points. It's fucking cool.
it's incredible. It's also got this like lapel. You know, normally you've got like your notched lapel or a rounded lapel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is like cloud lapel because it looks like, you know, how you draw clouds when you're a kid with like 3 little
Like
bumps
ruffles.
or whatever. Yeah.
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 Oh.
It's
It,
tight.
it immediately, Harlow immediately was like, "Why did we let all this shit go out of fashion, and why has it
Jesus
never come
Christ, I
back?"
don't
I mean, we came back around briefly on like bell bottoms and things like that.
Yep.
This specific like velour fashion has never come back.
No.
Yeah. We even did like wide collars for a little while
Yeah.
in the 90s.
I was gonna say on the rhinestone case, I think like 80s rhinestones we went large. 70s rhinestones were tinier.
Small, yeah.
And so you could do more intricate and less gaudy patterns. So maybe they were tine stones, like tiny stones. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was good though. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're just like, yeah, bring this shit on. But basically, Langston, they're like, hey, you know, it's Mac from Night Court and then like 3 white dudes, and they're basically like, hey, so when are you selling your club to us? And Langston's like, no, I like my club. I'm keeping my club.
Yeah, I was gonna
Don't fucking talk to me.
I understand what the email was getting at in terms of our trigger phase keywording of these movies as far as what we will and won't watch on these, but
Yeah.
there is plenty of other triggering language throughout this movie. I just wanted to be clear that
It is a blaxploitation
Oh, yeah.
film,
It
so yes, you're going to hear
I'm
the N-word.
saying right, yeah. The
Plenty.
email was it is a trigger free experience. I'm like, well, not exactly. I mean, like perhaps keyword free from what we go
Right.
for.
That
but,
is that is what Hula meant. Was
Yeah,
it's
yes,
keyword
right.
free.
Yeah,
Sure.
but the thing is, if a white dude says the N-word in a blaxploitation movie, he's getting his ass kicked at some point or fucking murdered.
Yeah,
One of the
generally.
two.
I mean, unless they're
So it always works out
unless
the
they're
way
a
it
cop,
should.
then sometimes they're just allowed
Yeah,
to
sometimes
do
the
it.
cops get around.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true. But I mean, the vast
Yeah.
majority of dudes who say that to a black dude are getting fucked up by the end of that movie,
Yeah.
and that's why we love blaxploitation movies.
And I will tell you right now, everybody who says it gets fucked up in this movie. So
Yep.
stand by.
It's true.
Honky's getting honked.
Yeah.
Honk if you like seeing honkies get
Mm-hmm.
raped.
Honk if you like honkies to get honked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But yeah, so they're like, he's like, no, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
And then, she's like, oh, well, how are we going to get rid of those guys? And he's just like, just let me handle it. It's all good. And that's when we see him leave the club. And this is like when you're not in Haiti anymore because it's
Right.
like shitty alleyway and just like a dude dumping trash right behind the club. And
Well, I think that I think the panning back and seeing the mostly white crowd was my clue that we weren't in Haiti.
I
anymore.
know.
Well, it could have been colonizer era.
It could have been a
Sure.
lot of tourists, but either way, he gets outside. He's getting in his car, and then he gets jumped by the exact same guys, except they have pantyhose over their head for some reason. But it's all the same guys.
Yeah, when you have a suit that's as loud as Max or Fabulous
Yeah.
suits, we'll just call them Fab.
Yeah,
as
Fabulous.
Fab suits was the pantyhose mask is completely unnecessary.
Yeah, but he gets a few kicks in on them. He hits a few guys, but there's just too many of them. they toss him down and they basically kick him to death.
Yeah, they literally beat him to death right there
Yeah.
in the street. Yeah.
Yep. And that's when a car pulls up, and as they're kicking him, they keep flash cutting to the feet of this one dude getting out of the car and walking over.
Who could it be?
Yeah, and it is our main bad guy. God, I don't even. Was it Morgan? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Our main bad guy, Morgan, who just your typical 70s older white dude.
Yeah, but
like the guy running, not even like, but like greasier.
his okay, I will say this, usually now all of the criminal element in all these movies is usually pretty terrible, as a human, but at least their style is usually superb in these movies. Their place they live. This guy's, criminal lair sucks. He went. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got he's got the cube system in the background, and he just went to Home Goods and bought the M's for his name, and it's
right.
stick because he's got three just shitty typeface M's up there.
It does have a very 2020s live, laugh, love mom energy.
I
in
mean,
the background.
it's just
But his couch is cool as fuck. His
Yeah.
couch is like a tritone velour looking ass couch.
Yeah,
Sure.
but this is just this is low rent
it is
gangster lair. Because I mean, even you think about Nichelle Nichols, telling Raquel to take off that fucking jacket. And that room, there is a 7-foot painting of Gator in the background. I mean, it's fucking awesome. There's a conversation pit in the middle of it. It's fucking awesome. This room is not fucking awesome.
Okay, to be fair, that was Nichelle Nichols, and this is white dude criminal.
Yeah, I know.
So there's a vast gulf of style and substance.
As
between
Philip
those.
points out in the comment, it could be Celeste's doing. We'll get to Celeste
Oh god,
and her
fucking
part in this movie.
Celeste. Yeah,
I don't think he would let Celeste pick out any fucking
Oh my God.
decorations the way he treats Celeste.
Yeah.
That's true. I
but
don't know.
by the way, this is Robert Corey, who he was he was basically in the Count Yorga stuff. And he's been an Alienator and Cyclone
Okay.
and La Bounty.
Ooh, La
If
Bounty.
you remember La Bounty, I don't.
I don't either.
It is. He's been in some BMFcast movies, but
Okay.
But anyway, it's Robert Corey, who he was kind of in a lot of this sort of shit.
I know a lot of
as
our
the white
movies
dude.
end in a quarry, but
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
The poor man. He passed away just before the BMFcast started.
2012?
2009.
Wait, when did we start?
2009.
Jesus.
That's why we're stopping.
Yeah.
It's been too damn long.
For some reason, earlier I thought it
This
was
has gone
2000.
on for too long. It's got to stop.
Earlier I thought it was 2013. That's
Oh my god. Well, because time has no meaning, but still. Yeah. But anyway, that's him, and he's and they're like, "What do we do with him?" And he's like, "Leave that piece of trash right where you found it." And then he walks away, and then the guy cleaning up in
The juxtaposition
kitchen.
is that the kitchen help is throwing away the trash.
Yeah.
And then notices the dead body.
Yeah, notices him, screams, gets Sugar. Sugar comes out and is like, "Oh my god, what'd they do to you?" Screams, and then I believe the next scene is her going to.
Yeah, I think it's just a hard cut to her.
They might show them back at the lair discussing
Yeah.
that they've done this shit, and that's when we're introduced to Celeste,
Right.
which is Morgan's girlfriend, who he just treats like complete shit.
yeah,
And it's so bad it becomes funny.
right. I'm going to go ahead and say this now. There's nothing wrong with an older woman. But if you're a crime boss, I would think that you would have
Upgrade.
You have a
upgrade
younger
yeah.
Maul. Yeah.
the younger.
It seemed like
But
he just.
hey,
So
picked-
maybe
she's just stuck with him through thick and thin.
I
he
was
doesn't
going to.
seem like the one to be loyal to
I know.
somebody like
Yeah,
that.
like he treats her so bad. We're
So
like, when
badly.
is she turning on him?
right.
Yeah, I was going to describe her just from a film standpoint. He met her and she was Anne Margaret in Viva Las Vegas.
Yes.
And then she somehow became Anne Margaret about 3 years after Tommy. Is where she's at in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Celeste is looking a little rough.
Yeah,
Again,
I just say
yeah.
it's
It's a life of
I
crime.
guess it's an interesting choice, right?
Nah.
Why somebody you hate that much? Why would you keep them around? B, the gangsters usually have like the young hot women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who knows?
Maybe
I'm looking for a backstory that's
And it's not
there.
even one of those cases where it's like, oh, we hired this chick because she'll do nudity. Because there's no nudity
There
in
is
this
none,
movie.
yeah.
Maybe this
Which
is
is also rare for a blaxploitation movie.
maybe this is their weird relationship. Like maybe this works for them because like we're making fun of like how awful this is, but like she's older. I'm guessing they've been together for a while. Maybe this is their weird dynamic of like you say something and I just immediately snap back of like
Well, she
shut
doesn't
up.
seem to like it.
No,
you
she
know?
doesn't. But I don't know. Yeah.
But she always wants to make him happy.
Yeah.
And he never wants that.
does not
he
want
never
any-
wants anything to do with it. There's
We're
no
making
good
her
in
sound
that
like a complete victim, which we were having fun with by the end of it. But she's
Right.
not a she's
She's
a
a
nice
piece of
lady.
shit,
Yeah,
too.
yeah, she's
Sure,
not
yeah,
a nice
yeah.
lady.
She's just a
she-
piece of shit who gets treated like a piece of shit worse by a bigger piece of shit.
Right,
Right.
Yeah. You
It's
A
just
lot
yeah,
of pieces
they're both
of shit
they're
in
both
this movie.
shit people and kind of
They
she's
deserve
not
each
shit
other.
to him, but he's just constantly shit to her.
Oh my god! Like as soon as she opens her mouth, it's just like, why don't you shut the fuck up?
not
all
now,
right?
Celeste. Get you,
Well, to the point that there's one scene later where we're skipping all over around this movie,
Yeah.
but there's a point later where she just answers the phone and he is just standing in the background. She just literally goes over and picks up the phone and goes hello, and I had it like a fuck you, like just for saying hello because it just seemed like it had escalated to that point.
And
of
I
like,
love that she's doing the whole like, oh, he's not here. Sorry, can't talk to you. He's like, give me that fucking phone.
right.
Like snatches it out of her hand. He's like, hello.
And like yesterday, he yelled at her for not telling the person that was calling
yes.
that he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
Yes.
no justice for Celeste, but
But yeah,
a little
but
justice
Morgan
for
is the
Celeste.
guy who'd be like, where do you want to go to dinner? And then she'll give a suggestion and be like, that place fucking sucks.
yeah.
I love
Can
that
we
like
go to Applebee's? Fuck you, Celeste.
I realized that we, or at least me,
You could go to Applebee's in hell.
I know the name of the henchman of Raquel, but I don't know Nichelle Nichols' character's name. Like, I know that henchman character, but I'm saying, like, Celeste is basically Raquel, and
Yeah.
Morgan is basically Nichelle Nichols, where it's like, all she has to do is, like, and it's just like, shut up!
Yeah.
Yeah, but also, like,
Yeah.
Raquel did need to take off that fucking jacket.
True. Yeah. And Celeste does need to shut the fuck up sometimes. So,
Uh,
I mean,
And you will
points
never
all valid here.
You will never ever guess what her name in that movie was. Dorinda.
Okay.
Nichelle Nichols was Dorinda.
Dorinda.
Okay.
That rings a bell, actually.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, absolutely
Yes.
not. I knew Gator more than her.
Okay, like
Because
I
his
don't
name's
know
fucking
it,
Gator.
but when you say it, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah.
No.
All right. Anywho, this movie. All right.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
right. We're talking about Sugar Hill. Sorry.
Yes, I believe
So-
it just hard cuts to her going back to, I'm assuming, her family home.
Yeah, it turns out
Yes.
it is, yes, her family home that looks abandoned. And they do a good job spreading cobwebs all over this thing.
Well,
'Cause
that-
every door she opens.
That and they're playing the entire, like, so, like, if you had a Tarzan, like, soundboard, I know people don't do soundboards anymore,
Yeah.
but if you had a Tarzan soundboard and you just constantly hit all the buttons, they're doing that to the drive up where
Yeah.
it's just,
Kookaburras.
It's
and
like if you've
monkey
ever been
and-
on Disney's Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine that on a loop in the background.
what's bad is some of the samples they're using are the exact same samples they use in Raiders of the Lost Ark for some of the background animals. I just know
Yeah.
that it's from the exact same sound library because I've seen that
Yeah.
movie too many fucking times. So
Yeah. But either way, like this place is deep in the jungle in the swamps is what they've implied.
sure.
And again, we're not sure if this takes place in Houston or Louisiana.
Everywhere
'Cause it
I've
was
been
filmed
reading
in Houston.
Yeah, it filmed in Houston. Everywhere I've been reading says it takes place in
I
Houston.
thought I heard someone
Maybe
say
her-
a parish. But
Yeah,
who knows?
because when there's a voodoo expert later in the movie who mentions the parishes and how like their
it's in the
slaves were
general
buried
Gulf
there.
area. Let's just go with
Yeah.
that.
But
perhaps it's perhaps her family home is 25 miles from Houston in Louisiana.
maybe. But
They
either way,
did mention something about her home being by. I think that's actually where they said. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe they were actually in Houston because I think he said maybe it was between the county and the parish line.
okay.
That
Maybe
might have
that
been
might have been when he
Oh,
said
okay.
parish. But like
Yeah.
maybe they had
Maybe.
to go over to whatever.
Either way,
doesn't matter.
The house is located in a swamp,
Yes.
and it's like an old ass mansion, but obviously decrepit, run down.
Mm-hmm.
Like she has to when she opens the door, just cobwebs are spreading across the doorway, and
Yes.
she goes through the house looking for Mama.
Looks like there's definitely a haunting in this Hill House.
Yeah.
Nice.
But she goes to the house, keeps calling out for Mama, and then suddenly gets scared by Mama, who is just this old woman with hair. Like, I don't even know how they lit that hair to make it glisten the way it does.
Oh God, it's so good.
But it's like shock white hair.
It's the same kind of like crazy white hair that the I'm sorry, this is the second Indiana Jones reference, but the zombie in Last Crusade, like when he ages out and he gets the like long glowing like super white backlit hair, she's got the same.
She's got that
styling of
except
hair.
it's curly.
Yeah,
But she's like Diana, why are you here? Because that's Diana Hill is her actual name. But she's like, why are you here? And she's like, I need your help. And she's like, but you don't really believe in the stuff I do. And she's like, well, I need your help.
Yeah, she's in it for revenge, and I guess that's a motive.
And it's weird that she just kind of convinces her by just being like, hey, please, really, I need it. And she's like, okay. And at this point, we don't really know. I mean, we know the plot because we read the synopsis. But the movie is not really giving any indication of where the fuck it's going. Because there's been no like voodoo anything. It's just her boyfriend got killed. These gangsters want the club, and suddenly she's in this old mansion wandering around looking for an old lady.
All we had prior was vaudeville voodoo, so not a real thing.
But they go out in the swamp, and she's basically like, "All right, we're gonna call." I always thought it was Baron Samedi, but they just call him Baron Samedi, and she's like, "All right, well, we're gonna call the Baron, and he'll give you the power to get the revenge that you want."
Yeah, I didn't.
The power
realize,
of voodoo.
I thought he was just straight up called Baron Zombie at first, but then the more they said it, I was like, oh, it's Sandy. Okay,
Sandy.
Yeah. I thought that was like a bit on the nose, but I was like, that works.
Yeah, but they do this ritual, and it basically like the light goes out of the area, and there's lightning and smoke, and you kind of see like he kind of fades in. And she's like, he's greedy. You're going to have to offer him something. So she, takes a necklace off, offers it. She's like, oh, we need more stuff, and gives him a ring. And then
he answers, and he's like, what up?
Yeah, and
Your
man,
phone, who this?
This is when the Baron fucking rules. I mean, there is no other way around it. This guy absolutely fucking takes over this movie and fucking rules.
So we've seen a lot of Baron Samedi or Baron Samedis in film.
Mm-hmm.
This one's my favorite.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, and he doesn't even really have like the face paint like you think. Like whenever you say that, you think of like Live and Let Die.
Right.
Like I think 99% of us immediately go there in our heads.
Or the Princess and the Frog? Is that the Disney one with?
Was this an ongoing character that I'm not familiar with?
Baron Samedi?
Yeah,
he's like a what's the word?
Folk icon?
Folk, yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Folk icon, yeah.
We're not experts, so whatever we say is
tale.
probably wrong. But he is a known figure.
Okay.
Like when
yeah.
And I guess in voodoo culture, I don't know. Like this is why I don't even want to say anything because I don't know for sure. You're looking it up right now.
I don't know that voodoo that they do.
Yeah.
So
but like one of the characters I was going to paint for us in Zombicide is him.
Okay, so Baron Samedi is an Iwa of Haitian voodoo. Whatever that is, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But he's it is a character from folktales, mythology.
Yeah. And usually he's got
religion.
like a white skull-looking paint on his face.
That's how he's depicted in media, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know if
this one, he's basically just got really dark eyes, and I guess it's gold teeth. Because it's weird. They looked almost wood at one point, but I believe they're gold teeth. But either way, and he's got a giant like chicken bone hanging from the one ear.
It probably has something to do with the collection of the riches. I mean, it's probably a display of the. I mean, similar to other cultures paying the ferrymen and things like that.
Yeah. But he's got a giant top hat, and he's just like leering. He's leering straight into the camera at us, and
he does that a lot.
And he's just like, I am Baron Samedi. What is your request? And then the priestess, the mama, the priestess is just like, she wants power to take action against her enemies. And he's like, oh, enemies.
Yeah, he's a man of few words, but all of them are very excited about the prospect of murdering fools.
Yeah, and then he's like, well, what are you going to offer me? And she's like, I offer you my soul. And he's like, ha, 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 I don't want that. I want a little more than that. And then, it's implied, okay, he wants her.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's like, well,
if you want to pay this troll toll.
yeah. But she agrees to it, and that's when he's like, she's like, well, what power are you going to give me? And he's like, I command an army of the dead. And she's like, wait, what? And then he basically orders all of them to rise, and the zombies apparently are slaves that have been buried in the swamp that are preserved enough that they all crawl out of the muck underneath them and have, like
pinball eyes.
Yeah, they've still got chains on. They still got like the shackles and the chains. But yeah, they look cool as shit.
Do you think they were buried that way, or if that was for effect later? Like Baron Samedi's like, you know what you guys need? You guys need some fucking manacles to rattle. Yeah. That'd be fucking sweet.
Yeah, because they do get rid of some of them later. Yeah. But he rises them up, and they all come out, and like you said, they've put like silver. It's like half pinballs over their eyes.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
It looks cool as shit.
It does.
It looks so cool.
It looks a little goofy at first, but then
when they do close-ups and stuff,
they do some long shots where they've got some sort of, like cross lighting that shines from their eyes into the camera. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, it looks fucking awesome. But yeah, he raises all these zombies up, and he's just laughing, and I hate this quote is not somehow in the IMDb quotes. I don't understand why, but he's basically like, go forth with them and do evil. That's all they know. That's all they want.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Yeah. But I just love him telling her, go forth and do evil things with these fucking guys. And then he's just cackling and laughing. And I was like, oh man, I'm going to miss him. That guy was awesome.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, they're not, okay, murder is kind of evil, sure, but this is revenge. Revenge for the good guys.
Yeah.
So she's not even really doing evil. It's kind of sadistic in a way.
Yeah, but these guys rose up all wielding machetes.
Yeah,
so
they had just had them on.
Some bad shit's going to go down.
Machetes on deck.
Yep. And also, I will note, Mama is like increasingly excited about this as well.
Yeah.
But the Baron, man, he is fucking eating it up. Loving all this. Loving all the evil that's about to happen with all them Zams.
Just strap in, because you're going to get fucking Baron Samedi loving him some evil actions.
And keep in mind, I swear, this might be like the 10-minute mark of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, this shit's moving quick already. Because what happens next, there's one of the guys who murdered him is like rounding up people at a... like,
at the docks?
Okay. I'll say this. We also meet the cop that's chasing her right after that scene.
Valentine.
Yeah, Valentine is the dude who was in Scream Blackula Scream.
Yes.
He's the detective who's like, oh man, I gotta, we gotta find out who killed your boyfriend. She's like, I know who killed him. Like, are you gonna get him? And he's like, well, we need the evidence. We need to do this. And he's like, just don't cross these guys. They're dangerous people.
This is the classic, like in blaxploitation movies, the black cop is trying to help out, but his hands are tied by the law.
Yeah.
But
honestly, you could cut him out of this movie and it would not change a single thing, except he gets to explain some voodoo shit.
He gets to visit with Professor Exposition at the library or
that's
whatever.
The only good he is. And apparently he was an ex-boyfriend from before.
Right.
Because there's a lot of like, hey, are you here on business? Or, why are you here? He's like, oh, I'm business. She's like, oh, you used to come here for pleasure, that sort of stuff. But so she's flirting with him always whenever he shows up. But nothing has happened yet.
Correct.
But the next scene is one of the dudes basically making people pay him to get jobs on the docks. And
this seems like a thing that has actually happened, and
I'm sure it
seems real shitty.
And like the white guys they give him money, and he's like, all right, here, you're unloading this one. And then the black dude's like, I'm not paying you shit. Give me the job.
Yeah.
You need people, give me the job. And he's like, they'll pay. And you can figure out what he says,
right.
Punches him, and then eventually the black dude gets up and pays. But the best part is just standing off to the side in a hard hat is fucking Baron Samedi.
So Baron Samedi,
and
does not have a commitment to his clothing.
No.
He will wear whatever the scene requires. A hard hat,
Well,
a taxi cab hat.
and also this was when I was like, oh man, he's going to keep showing up.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was like, here's your zombies, have fun. No, he's in on this shit. He's like, hey man, what are we doing? Are we doing crimes? I like crimes. I like supernatural crimes.
Yeah, that's his favorite.
Sign me up. So yeah, but also he never blinks. He's always grinning, and that son of a bitch never blinks through some long takes on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he just watches this shit, and then that guy, like, storms off counting his money, walking through the warehouse. And this is when we get our first sign of the horror movie stuff to come, because you just hear some clanking chains. Mm-hmm.
Some good Marleys.
Yeah, and also doing like the shot through the stacks. You're a couple rows over, you see him enter the frame, then go behind something, and all that, and then eventually he turns a corner, and he looks over, and guess who's there? Sugar.
It's Sugar.
And we will note, Sugar has a murder outfit.
She does.
She has a white jumpsuit, like with a red lapel type thing going on up top.
Think vaguely like Elvis in the Vegas era jumpsuit, but not rhinestoney. It's just that sort of style.
Yeah.
All white, but with the red collar. It's a good look.
It is
a good look.
really good
It's got
look.
a very deep V.
Yeah. Yeah. Lot of nice cleavage on that.
Yeah.
On that outfit. But yeah,
And she talks shit.
He's like, hey, you. And she goes, hey, Whitey, you and your punk friends killed my man. And he goes, you got one of the prettiest asses in town. I'd sure hate to see it kicked in for accusing people. And she goes, I'm not accusing you, honk. I'm passing sentence.
It's so good.
Yeah. And
she delivers it with fucking gusto.
yeah, like that's one thing about this actress is she spits that shit angrily.
She do be spitting.
Yeah. She and when she's doing the sweet stuff, she's super sweet and super nice. Like whenever she's talking to the cop, she's just like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And then like when it's one of these honkies that killed her man, she's like, "You can fuck off, all right?"
Yeah, it's precious.
Because you are about to get hacked to death by machetes, motherfucker. Which yeah, suddenly there are like 5 zombie dudes on top of him, wielding machetes, and he's like, "Hey man, I wasn't even there. I didn't do it." And she's like, "Well, you did something wrong. Might not be this, but it's something." And
I think she said like maybe not this time, but you've done plenty wrong in the past or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. This is for all the times, for all those other times.
Right.
Yeah, and they cut to blood dripping out from underneath a pallet, and then cut to the cops. This one cop is taking way too many pictures of the body, and our detective friend gets there, and he asks the chief that's there or whatever. He's like, "Hey," he's like, "Oh, it was definitely Jones or whatever the fuck that guy's name was." Yeah. He's like, "It was definitely Jones." He's like, "Well, we're pretty sure it was Jones," and he's like, "What do you mean?" And then he lifts up the sheet and he goes, "Oh, Jesus!" And they don't show us until then. We go back in the stacks by all the crates, and that's when there's a cop there, and he's like, and the chief's like, "What are you waiting for?" And so he lifts up the sheet, and there's the dude's head.
Yep.
Severed head laying there, and that's when he finds a chain nearby.
Yes, one of the manacles has come off, I guess.
Yeah.
And he just kind of pockets that. He doesn't like.
Well, I mean, he brings it back to the station. It gets analyzed.
Right, but it's like he just puts it in his pocket.
Yeah.
It's not like it goes into the evidence van or with the evidence technician, such as there was in 1974.
Yeah, 74 police work was like, the boyfriend probably did it.
Right.
Yeah. But he's
saying she fell down the stairs, huh? Okay.
Yeah. But what he does is he takes that shackle to the I guess the analysis people or whatever, and they're able to tell him that there's ancient mold, like there's mold on it, but like old ass mold. And he's like, well, "What do you mean?"
It's mold that he can't identify. That the scientist in his science lab, aka one microscope, can't identify.
Yeah, but he says like, and there was like dead cells on it, but not like skin that came off and then died. It was like dead. Like it was dead skin that came off a dead thing that had been dead for a very long time.
They hadn't invented the word necrotic.
Yeah, it was 1974. That was invented in 1976.
Are you just saying that, or
Yes.
is that natural?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just supporting Harlow's joke.
Yeah, but from here, I mean, we may as well just go through all the dudes that get fucking wrecked.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Because not a whole lot happens in the interstitials, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly just waiting around for somebody to get wrecked and Celeste getting shit on by Morgan.
Yeah, because
I mean, this plays out sort of like a Death Wish movie, where it's sort of like, hey, these are the 5 guys that did the crime. Now we're going to systematically kill each one, and here's how. And, what fate does each one get?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so...
yeah, because she does meet face-to-face with Morgan, like, right after this, and he's like, I want to buy the club. She's like, well, I haven't really thought about that, because, my boyfriend just died, and...
Like yesterday.
Yeah, let me think about that. He left it to me.
Right.
He's like, oh, really?
Yeah. He's like, well, you don't need the headache of running that club. That sort of sleazy crime dude thing where it's like he's trying to sweet talk her and strong arm her at the same time because he's like, aha, this woman doesn't know how to do things. I will be able to browbeat her into giving me this club for basically nothing. But she ain't taking no shit.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't take it, but she's basically just like, let me think about it. I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not real sure. I guess she's a photographer. I mean, I guess that's her job. It's just
that
real
also kinda
strange because
shows
it's
up.
just it pops from time to time where she's just like at a modeling shoot, not modeling because she could be, but I mean, like she's like taking the pictures, but
Yeah.
they're always like these haphazard. I mean,
Well, maybe that was her job. Because
Or
she didn't own the
fun.
club
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
true. I mean, I guess it was never really established.
Yeah.
What she did. It's
Yeah.
these things look like. I just every one of these setups looks like a casting couch pretense. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just like the shittiest thing of like.
Uh-huh.
oh,
They
I have
do
a
look
mod-
like they're all
yeah.
about to turn into a porn shoot.
Yeah, I just all these
Yeah.
like look like. Is there what magazine is this going to be in again? Yeah.
Blacktail magazine.
Wait, Hustle magazine? Is it? Do they want me to move faster? What, I don't-
Yeah. So or whatever. I guess that's her actual job, but yeah, she otherwise.
Mhm.
But yeah, otherwise this is kind of jumps between criminal to criminal, like their day to day life.
Mm-hmm.
Them kind of going back to Morgan occasionally, reporting back, going, "Yeah, we don't know what happened to Paulie and George or whatever."
Yeah,
any other
they can't
characters
they
from
can't get anybody to talk about what the hell happened.
Steinbeck novels.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But Celeste, he tries to make Celeste make a drink for Sugar, and she's like, no.
Yeah, she refuses it with some choice words that we will not repeat.
Yeah. And then immediately, like, Celeste just shows up at Sugar's club.
Yep.
And is like, hey, why don't you get the fuck out of here? And she's like, this is my club. I don't get the fuck out of here.
I don't understand this transition because
Yeah, she
they
just
were at his house, right? I mean, clearly.
I don't know.
I'm assuming
really
she
don't
just like
understand that. She just-
later she
Because
was
she-
like, I'm gonna stick up for this guy who constantly shits on me.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
That's just,
but-
it's a strange.
Well, because
transition.
Sugar says, this is my club. You're the one who needs to get the fuck out.
It's just this comes so fast off the
Yeah,
heels of
like-
them having been in his.
Yeah, it
his
is
home.
literally the
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
scene. And I guess they just need to, like, they forgot that Celeste, like, oh, we've abused Celeste this whole movie.
So we're gonna
we need
get
to
her
we need
abused
to
some
make
more.
her not good in a way because of how the movie ends.
So I think the missing scene is that Morgan tells Celeste, like, as much as it pains me to admit it, you are a woman, so maybe you can go talk some womanly sense into her, and sends her off to the club to try to, like, I can't hit her myself, but you can,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Hula is in the chat right now saying basically that Hula, who's seen this movie many, many times, is basically saying that because Morgan told Celeste,
Oh, that's right.
Sugar had class, that Celeste thinks that Sugar's after her man.
Right.
Well, class rhymes with ass.
Yeah.
So maybe he's after that.
Possibly.
I would go with yes.
Thanks, Hula.
Anyway,
for
yes,
keeping us on.
this leads to basically a cat fight, a lot of
Yeah.
slapping.
It's a strange one though, because it's in like the tiniest little bar room. I mean, it's like a narrow little, like it'd
pretty
be like the
small place.
sidebar of any other like club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It is.
And the bartender behind this tiny ass bar just standing there polishing,
polishing
glasses
glasses.
and watching it.
Yeah.
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 And then he knows what's up. He's not like stupid. He's just waiting for his opportunity to help his boss.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the fight, he just hands her a bucket of what is presumably sugar or ice.
No, she says it's
Something?
sugar.
She says it's sugar. It could be booger sugar. I don't know.
That's very wasteful then.
Sure, but
It's spoiling.
Yeah, definitely spoiled if it's in a bucket. Maybe
It's
maybe that's the fuck it bucket. They're like,
Yeah.
the cocaine's
Yeah,
gone
yeah.
bad. Just throw it in there.
they've chucked it in the fuck it bucket.
Yeah, it's the fuck it bucket. When the cocaine's gone bad, just throw it in the fuck it bucket.
Oh,
Give that to the kids.
yeah.
But yeah, she just hurls this bucket full of whatever
And then
directly in Celeste's face, which ends the fight somehow.
yeah, and then she storms out, and then Celeste is just like on the floor crying, going, "I'll get you, you bitch!" You know,
And
so-
throwing
generic
handfuls
shit.
of.
Well, spoiled
Stuff.
cocaine has the exact opposite effect of actual cocaine, which amps you up. Spoiled cocaine, that's why she couldn't even stand. She was
Oh,
just
yeah.
like,
Oh, I'm
I'm
so
just
tired.
I'm just a mopey zoo lion at this point.
Is that what they make Quaaludes out of? Is spoiled cocaine?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, that's why it's illegal.
Good to know.
Oh, yeah. I think the next guy that dies is the guy with the really weird eyebrows.
Oh, the almost Harry Dean Stanton guy.
Yeah, a guy who looks kind of like Harry Dean Stanton, but definitely isn't. But
The Harry Purser Stanton.
yeah, he's like shaking some cantaloupe farmer down, and
Shake down on a fucking cantaloupe farmer.
yeah,
And he. All right, so
and he smashes a cantaloupe. I was like, no, sir.
one cantaloupe. He turns over a bushel of cantaloupes and puts his boot through one cantaloupe, and that's enough to intimidate this guy who is twice his size and
Yeah.
also has farmer strength.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Are you implying that? Never mind.
What?
I'm not going down that road right
No.
now. No.
Farmers work with their hands all day.
Okay, all right.
That
that's-
that man's hoisting cantaloupes.
Okay, fine.
That's
yeah.
what I mean. Is like, yeah, farmers
Yeah.
like may not look like much, but
Right.
He'll
let
never
one-
get married because he cantaloupe.
Yeah, fuck you. I was just going there.
I did it for you,
Thank
so
you.
you didn't do it.
Way to
he
beat
was
him
mad
to
that he couldn't get married.
Bum, 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 bum.
So either way, Baron Semdi shows up in a taxi cab, wearing like a taxi cab outfit. He's like, "Oh, sir."
But he's also wearing like the rest of his normal outfit without
Oh,
the
yeah.
jacket.
Yeah, but
That's pretty good.
but-
You would not get in the taxi with this guy.
oh, sweet Jesus, no, not that man, because he's like, "Mr. Morgan would like to see you."
He's so
He's like, "In New York City."
he's just oozing evil. And like this guy, whatever his name is like, no, I don't think so. And he's like, well, actually, yes. And he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
He just fucking gets in the
and
cab.
he gets in the cab.
And it's like even Baron Samedi can't believe that it worked. He's like, he's making big eyes like, oh, alrighty then.
And then he just drives him out to the middle of goddamn nowhere.
Yep. To a
He's like, "Would you
Swamp?
like to do a corn maze?" Morgan is at the end of the corn maze.
He walks him. He's in the middle of in the middle of nowhere. Walks him down a path, like a couple hundred yards of nowhere.
and the
then
guy's
he
like, "Hey,
points
where's
to-
Morgan?"
And he points to yet more nowhere, and he's like, "He's over there in the nowhere."
If you walk to the end of the plank and look down,
This man is a mobster. Like, how? This man is, I guarantee, killed somebody in this exact same manner.
in order to
It's
see
like
Morgan, you've got to
taking
put
him
your
out-
head through this rope right here.
Yeah, taking him out to the corn maze and been like, "Yeah, my guy's over there."
Mr. Morgan will be down the barrel of this
Yeah.
gun. Why don't you look into
He's
it?
like, "Yeah, your
You have to look into
promotion.
both of them.
Your promotion's way over there."
Yeah, fucking idiot. But he goes, and lo and behold, what does he find? But Sugar Hill.
Sugar's got her murder outfit on.
She's
does.
got her gang.
Yep.
Yep. She's got her murder suit on. And immediately we've got zombies grabbing him. I also like that when he turns back to talk to the Baron has turned into a scarecrow.
With the Baron's outfit on it.
Yeah.
It's fucking perfect.
It's so great.
I love it.
Yeah. But then he's like, "Hey, what's the big idea here?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh."
I don't remember any of the conversation.
Oh,
except for-
all I remember is her final line.
yeah, there are good quotes, but I
Yeah.
just don't remember the.
Yeah, but she basically just talks shit at him, and she's like, "You killed my boyfriend. I'm gonna fucking murder you." And then, or he's like, "Just promise you won't hurt me." She's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna hurt you. I promise I won't hurt you."
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is what. Yeah, they like knocked him out and briefly and took him to like a they're hanging him like outside of a pig pen at this point. Like we know this, so
Yeah,
like it's
right.
a completely full, Hannibal Lecter.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're doing a Hannibal
like-
thing.
These pigs haven't eaten any trash or any garbage in weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, feed them. And she's like,
I plan to.
we're going to. I think the last line is, I hope they like white trash.
Yeah. After they chuck this man into the hog pit and they go nuts, she goes, "I hope they like white trash." So good. So good.
It's an
Like,
amazing
there's a
line.
lot of just good shit talking lines that happen in this movie.
And she gets almost all of them.
Oh yeah.
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 Baron Samedi gets the like, haha, I'm big and evil. And she gets the revenge motherfucker lines.
I still think he has the best. Baron Samedi has the best line because there's it's in the club later. Like I think it's like the third or fourth guy that goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, actually, it might be the next guy because we're done with this dude. Yeah, he gets eaten by pigs.
Yeah, that guy gets eaten by pigs. Is this the one where she?
This is how the sausage gets made.
Yeah.
Oh, so is this the one where he tells the dude to start shaking everybody down?
No, this is one where the dude's just playing pool, and she just kind of is like, "Hey, baby.
Right.
Hey, Georgie."
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
She just walks up and grabs
okay,
the ball as it's going in the pocket. Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, "Hey, Georgie." And
Yeah,
he's
you-
like, "Hey, what do you want?" He's like, "I want you."
Yeah.
He's
This
like,
guy and
he's
this
like,
guy
"You chicks go for white guys," and she's like, "Yeah, they're so much whiter."
right. This guy looks like an extra from The Sopranos,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But like a D tier, like like
Yeah, one of the mooks standing around.
like the like there's big pussy and then little pussy
Right.
and then there's just like
junior assistant
just-
pussy.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
the tiniest. That's this guy. Except
yeah.
he's a big stupid dude.
Yeah, he's so stupid. Because they go back to her apartment, and then he's like, "Hey, what's the big idea here?" Because there's like a voodoo doll sitting on a table full of sand, and he's like, "This is some weird shit." And he's like, what's the big idea?" And he's pulling a gun on her, and I get like, does a zombie just pop out and knock him out or something?
I think so, because then he wakes up in the chair.
Yeah, he wakes up in the chair, and she's basically like, when the flame hits that voodoo doll, you're gonna pick up that knife and stab yourself. And he's like, "I'm not gonna do it, man. Not gonna do it." And there's two zombies like behind him in the chair, kind of holding him down. And he's just like, I won't do it. I won't do it." She's like, "Oh, you're gonna do it. Don't worry, you're gonna do it." And yeah, basically you could see the flame coming across the table. Like on the, I guess, I don't know if
It's like a slow fuse sort of.
yeah, slow
look.
fuse, and then right before it hits it, the guy stabs himself.
Yeah.
For no particular reason.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was this guy where he gets to say the thing, but yeah, I don't remember the circumstance
No,
of the line.
it's-
It's just so good how it's delivered.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'll do it for free or whatever. Yeah, it's just the way he walks in.
Oh yeah, there's the one dude that they just kill because
Yeah.
when the dude's doing the
Oh,
shakedowns.
is that the delivery guy? I don't know. I know there's
no?
a guy,
There's because now like the Morgan's had a bunch of dudes killed,
yes.
and meanwhile the cop has gone to the voodoo specialist. There's like a voodoo library.
Yeah. A British dude, the whitest guy in this movie,
Yeah.
is the voodoo
Yes,
specialist.
Yeah,
it's,
the voodoo
his
expert.
name is Sir Edmund Voodoo,
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like,
and
hey,
he discovered the voodoo for the first time ever.
yeah.
No one had ever done the voodoo before.
Oh yeah, but until the white guy found
Right,
it,
yes.
yeah. Give him a holiday. Yeah, but he kind of gives some backstory about zombies and how like they do their bidding, and they need a priestess or something there, but
Hula's got all the.
Yeah,
Hula is keeping
she's seen
keeping
it
us
way
on
more
track.
times than we
Yeah.
have. I'm
Oh,
like I
I
said,
see, yeah.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
put pieces together of like, okay, this guy with this.
see, this is like
crime,
me.
this
Like if
murder.
we ever did something, like we would never do Gremlins, but if we did Gremlins, I'd be like, no, the line is this,
Right.
because I would know all of
This
them.
is why I wasn't here for the Last Dragon.
Yeah, well aware.
Yes.
That's why we watched it that week. But yeah, we get some. All we know is he's kind of figured out that these are voodoo killings, and that
Yeah, and
he's probably going to be able to find out that she's doing it soon enough.
yeah, and like the chief, he's trying to keep it from the chief, and he eventually.
Because he smartly knows that everyone will be like, "You're fucking crazy."
Right.
Like if you're a cop. What the fuck?
Right.
Like you cannot say it was actually voodoo that killed all these guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Eventually, he does take it to his lieutenant or whatever, but
Yeah.
you know.
I actually like how that goes down because the lieutenant's like, we're kind of out of ideas, so look into it. But God help me, do not let anyone find out that you're doing this.
Yeah. Keep it quiet.
Yeah.
Whatever. Just figure it out.
I'm giving you some rope to do this. Just don't hang us with it.
Right.
Yeah. But from here, there's the dude who's killed himself, and there's the one dude who's just sent out to start shaking down people.
Yeah, actually, well, I think the cop's story ends right there. I'm pretty sure, like, back I'm pretty sure back at their club or whatever, like, he is having the conversation with his lieutenant or whatever, and I'm pretty sure Baron is like, the cop's onto you. Do you like him, right? You know,
well,
yeah,
because he's come to the house and he's met the Baron.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's the whole time. Yeah, when he's doing the gardener routine. Right,
Let's just get the cop out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's just clear out his storyline so we can focus.
I was
going to
say, I just thought that the end of his story was like he basically got permission from the lieutenant to chase the lead, but quietly, and then like basically leaves the office and they voodoo knee him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is literally what happens.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's after he comes out.
Yeah,
to
after
their
he's
house.
come to Sugar's house, like he's come out to the plantation
Yeah,
because
to meet whatever her name is.
Yeah, because the professor has told her, well, there's a voodoo priestess, like she lives out there.
Montrese.
And he's like, wait, what? And it's Mama, and Mama lives like and he gets there, and Sugar's like trimming branches outside, and he's like, hey, I didn't realize that your old house is like tied to voodoo and stuff. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, Mama, she doesn't really do that stuff.
Yeah.
You know. And then the Baron's like, hello, I'm old Sam. I've worked here a long time.
Yeah.
We don't want to. And he's like, hey, I just wanted to look around. He's like, oh, we better be careful. Lot of snakes in that swamp. You better let old Sam lead the way.
I just realized like what it is about his performance that's so good is it's that Edgar from Men in Black thing where it is a thing trying to pretend to be human and failing miserably at it.
Kind of.
Where it's just like
that really is it.
I am normal human.
He's also got that like he's also got that tiny Lister intensity.
Yeah.
You know?
I just say like he is actually like, you know, pretending like I am just common gardener with this crazy
I mean he's very much what we do in the shadows vampire type where he's like I don't know how to act modern times, so I'm just going to act like a person who's a modern human bartender, you know, like
but yeah, he's like Valentine wants to meet Mama, and he's like, you don't find Mama unless Mama wants to find you.
Yeah. But she finds him immediately.
Immediately, yeah.
Like he turns a corner and she's like, hello, in his face.
And she's tiny.
And
so
I'm sorry, but Valentine does a good job not to react. I mean, like, I'm not saying she's not a scary woman once you, like, she would be startling to take in immediately, and then you would adjust immediately.
Oh, because she jumps in your face.
Well, that too, and it's just like she has a look that is unusual from most people, like with the flowing white hair and everything. Mm-hmm. Just saying, like, you know, to not be like, ha, oh,
and he's like, oh, hey, you know, he's like, I got some questions about voodoo stuff, and then she's just like, this man is not a believer, and then just starts walking away.
Goes.
And he's about to chase her, and the Baron's like,
nope.
He's
no.
Yeah, that's what he's like. If Mama wants to talk to you, Mama will find you.
Yep.
And that's when they basically send him off. They're like, yeah, I guess you're not going to talk to her. And then she's like, yeah, we'll meet up later. Don't you worry. Mm-hmm. And then and that's when the Baron's like, you like this man?
You want me to do evil to him or something like that?
Small evil.
She's like, nah, not really. No.
Yeah, but I mean, I was legit worried at this point that she was just going to, like, go full evil.
Yeah.
You know, and just, like, be like, this guy's a fucking loose end.
Well, that tie up. Or, you know, like, you can't control the thing you unleashed. That sort of plot line,
Yeah.
But she lets him do a little evil to him and break his leg with the voodoo doll.
Yeah, she makes him fall down some stairs.
Yeah, she tells him, stop him, but don't kill him.
Yeah. But that also, he falls down the stairs, breaks his leg, but also, I guess, through the power of voodoo, he feels no pain. So, but it basically prevents him from falling off the case. Cause
he's using a little mechanical wheelchair.
Yeah, he's got he's got the very first Perfectionex wheelchair ever.
Yeah.
So,
And she visits him in the hospital. Is like, oh man, what happened? He's like, yeah, it's the damnedest thing. They say I fell, but I didn't feel anything. But apparently my leg was broken.
Yep.
You know, and
Should have drank more milk.
Oh, well, that's terrible that we've written out this completely useless side plot. Anyway, bye.
yeah. I mean, it is
I
very
mean,
much.
really,
That is
yeah.
literally the last scene is her just walking out of the hotel room, being like, or the hospital room, just being like, all right.
I mean, and to be fair, she's like showed up like, ooh, wow, oh, you look bad. Anyway, I got an appointment,
Okay.
gotta go.
I will say the best part is like he is in mid question. She's like, I don't know anything about that. See ya.
Yeah.
Like literally in that cadence. She's like, nope, doesn't sound familiar. Bye.
Yeah.
She's like, she's walking out the door when he asks that question, and she just interrupts him with, gotta go by, and then blows him a little kiss and disappears.
Yeah, it does like the head halfway through the door. Slam.
Bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's his plot resolved.
Yep. So the one dude who's come to shake down the place, to fight, because at this point Morgan's like, "Hey man, we got to find out who the fuck's doing this," because he still thinks it's like a rival gang. He doesn't suspect Sugar until way later for some reason.
Yeah. So he sends somebody out to press the streets, basically. Like, go talk to all the normal stoolies or whatever and figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And the first, I don't remember who the first was, but I think the second person he tries to press is who they call Preacher, who just plays the piano in this bar.
Mm-hmm.
And so Preacher is just sitting there playing piano, and
And he's like, "Tell me what you know."
yeah, and Preacher is an old drunk, and watery eyes, the whole lot, and it's just like I don't know literally anything about what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what you ask me, I don't know. So he gets the little keyboard cover for the piano shut on his fingers for his trouble.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
shoot the
and-
piano player.
And that's when he goes over to the bar, and you could guess who the bartender is.
Aw,
It's our
Is
friend the Baron.
is it the Baron?
And he just goes, "Perhaps a drink on the house, sir. My particular special, a drink that I'm famous for. The zombie."
Zombie.
And he's like, big choke on it, buddy.
Yeah.
And storms off, and he's like, "Okay." And immediately that man is beset with zombies.
Yeah, because there are zombies in the bar. Just,
And
They all have Michael Myers powers, by the way. Just
yeah.
whoosh.
But they pin him to the wall with the machetes through like his clothing.
Yeah.
And so he's just stuck there.
My timing was just off, but because my brain is a little 2 seconds later, I want to be like, yeah, baby, when he said I had Michael Myers powers. Just the timing was just off.
Just off. Yeah. But so they've pinned this guy to the wall, and they're just and then he's like, "Oh my God." And that's when Sugar shows up in her murder suit. And is like, "Hey, you're gonna die." I don't even think she really has anything clever for him at this one.
I don't think so.
I think he's just like, "I wasn't even there, man." She's like, "I don't care. You're one of Morgan's guys. You got to die."
Yep.
That might be the one where she says, "You've done enough bad stuff. I don't need to worry about it."
Something like that.
Basically.
And she uses a straight razor on a voodoo doll.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like it did a whole bunch of damage to him. He just starts bleeding from the head.
Yeah.
And he's kind of in agony for a few seconds and then slumps over.
Mm-hmm.
And he done.
Yeah, but he's dead. And that's when she goes to Morgan and is like, "Hey, I think I'm going to sell the club. I should sell the club. You're right. It's just a pain in the butt. I'm just gonna sell it."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Okay, well, let's do this." And then he brings her the offer during one of her porno photo sessions.
Yep.
Or porno prelude photo sessions.
Correct.
That's really what it is. It's like, yeah, we're just getting people warmed up. Give them a glass of wine and a Quaalude, and let's see what happens.
Hell yeah.
Type thing. But he brings her the offer, and Mac from Night Court, I believe, is like pretty much the last guy that's left from
He's the last
the
henchman,
actual
yeah.
murder itself. And the two of them, and they give her the sheet, and she's like, "Come on, man, this is a lowball offer. What are you doing?" And he's like, "Well,
I'm going to take it off your hands. I'm going to make it easy on
yeah,
you.
I'm doing you a favor here. Come
Right.
on." And she's like, "Well, if you want to do me a favor, you need to give me $10,000 more."
She wants cash that Uncle Sam can't touch.
Yeah.
or she wants money that Uncle Sam can't touch. And he's like, I don't know. And she's like, 10,000 and the club's yours.
Yeah.
And he's like, I would have preferred 5. And she's like, well, you could have no club.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so he's like, okay, 10.
Yep.
Fine.
So
I'll send a guy later, as if that guy doesn't have that kind of cash laying around.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the guy that gets sent over. I mean, he's essentially just the messenger of whatever, but he gets captured and zombie tortured and everything too. So yeah,
Yeah, because he shows up and
Is
gets
this the guy that gets snaked?
I
Yeah.
believe this is the coffin full of snakes guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he shows up with the money and he's like, I've got the money. And she's like, I don't care about the money.
I care about killing you.
Yeah. And God, so the Baron, this is when the Baron gets to say the line.
Yeah,
and
like
I
I said,
don't
it's-
I can't remember the context of it now, and I'm hoping Hula will say it in the chat because
it's just the way it plays out. It's just yeah,
because he creeps through the room and basically suddenly bam, zombies.
right.
And he's like, what the fuck's going on? I don't get it. And she's she's like, you think money buys you everything. And he's like, yeah, because here's the money. Don't kill me. I brought the money. What do you want? And
Yeah, it's just
I don't remember
something
I
about
don't-
like, yeah. What the Baron is about to do won't cost a thing. Yeah, it costs you a cent. Yeah, I think it's just
Yeah.
It's like a what's so great about it is it's a taunt, and the Baron's basically like hype manning or helping side hype manning himself.
yeah,
Because your Sugar's like basically like what the Baron's gonna do isn't gonna cost you anything, and it just cuts over to him. He's like, I do it for it's on the house, and it's just like it's so fucking cool. 'cause
yeah.
it's
He's just like, consider it on the house.
yeah. I just yeah.
Yeah,
And
but that motherfucker gets shoved into a coffin full of snakes, and his fist is holding the money out of the coffin.
No, his fist is outside of the coffin.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
mean.
And she
she shoves
puts
it
the
back.
money back into his fist.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Which
like,
there's absolutely nothing from after the snakes finish him off to reach back in there and plus 10K.
except there are a bunch of fucking snakes in there.
You also have a zombie army that can grab the money for you.
Sure.
yeah,
And a Baron, I'm pretty sure he's probably snake immune. Yeah.
yeah. And by the way, like
Maybe the Baron's actually really scared
yeah,
of snakes.
people have shot at the Baron, they've shot at the zombies, and it just doesn't do anything.
No, so they have squibs when they're shot, but it's like puffs of brown dirt.
Yeah,
Like-
for the zombies,
yeah.
it's really cool.
It's
I want to say, is the Baron blood though?
No, it's just dirt.
Oh,
It's
it is
just
dirt?
Yeah, puffs
Okay.
of dirt for all of them, which I think is a really nice touch.
Yeah, like the there's one near the end where he's just standing there after he's been shot, and you can just see that pouring out like sand almost. It's really cool. But yeah, and also all these guys are really good at not flinching when the squibs go off.
Yeah, the Baron just does not give a shit.
Yeah, but yeah, the guns are useless. Like basically, it's very much confirmed. There's no way to stop any of these things.
There might be, but nobody's.
It's not
None
in
of
this
these
movie.
dumbass honkies have figured it out.
Yeah, not in this movie. They're not.
Yeah, you just need the proper counter voodoo.
Yes.
You need to offer the Baron something better than what he's getting.
Yeah, but by now, so it's just the Baron
Maybe he
and
needs a Chrysler.
yeah. Oh, the Baron. God damn it. The Baron, or not the Baron, Morgan and Fabulous are the only two left now. And Celeste.
Yeah,
but
Celeste doesn't
Celeste
count.
doesn't count because she just gets yelled at.
I mean, I look at Celeste. You know what I see? Nothing.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the
yeah,
insults
I-
that.
I
Oh,
believe-
yeah, there's also,
he
like-
directly looks at her. He's like, you know what I see? Nothing. Yeah, there's also something like everybody knows what you are or something like that.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Man,
There's-
again, Celeste is not a good person, but she really does get shit on.
Yeah, she
Pretty
gets shit
great.
on pretty bad. But Mac, this is a more elaborate setup for Fabulous. But apparently he gets massages every Wednesday or whatever at 3 p.m.
Every Thursday.
And Sugar has bribed his normal masseuse. She's like, and we don't know what she's saying, but she says it's just a prank. We're just going to play a prank on him. And she's like, I don't know if I should do this. And she's like, how about $100? She's like, I don't know. And she's like, how about $300? She's like, yeah, I think you should do that prank.
No, she just went up to 120. It
She
was the
did.
extra 20.
Oh, that was a 20. Okay.
It was an extra $20 that was like, oh yeah, I'm in on it now.
Yeah.
But hey, $20.74 money is
Yeah,
hey,
but-
that
but-
is
An extra
like-
20%.
Yeah, that is like an extra $200 really.
Yeah. But what happens is he yelled, like, he's gotten yelled at by Morgan to oh man, like we gotta find these people. We gotta find out what the fuck's going on, and sends him out, but Fabulous does not want his routine interrupted.
No,
because he still goes for the massage. He's had a rough week, and
I mean, there's nothing like a happy ending to make your,
yeah.
your ending.
And of course he checks in, and the Baron is at the front desk, and he's like, "Oh, we've got someone special for you today."
Listen, fellas.
Frenchie?
Yeah,
he says
Frenchie.
Frenchie.
Listen, fellas. Let me tell you something. If you go for your regular Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock rub and tug, and there's a guy that looks like the fucking Baron at the counter instead of your normal bubbly receptionist or whatever,
Yeah,
you go home.
yeah.
Also, I mean, just a pro tip. I mean, I'm not suggesting that any of our listeners, kids, do not become career criminals. But if somehow you are a career criminal and you do have a standing, weekly appointment at a rub and tug, you might want to mix it up a little bit, because I don't know how Sugar knows about this, but apparently it's so well known.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, so the real life advice is do not have a regular appointment anywhere.
Well, that too, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The second real life advice is when the rest of your gang starts going missing, do not go to your regular appointment if you have ignored advice number 1.
Yeah, maybe that's your week to go to Floor and Decor and get a rug and a tub.
A rug and tub instead of a rug.
Yes.
Thank
Ooh,
you.
a nice clawfoot.
Yeah. Maybe a
and
jacuzzi.
we also forgot to mention the intro phrase we used came from the dude that got chucked in the coffin, because when he walks into the room, there is literally just a chicken foot sitting on the table, and then it jumps at him and starts coming across the floor, hopping at him.
Well, He
Or
walks,
at least
he
it's
walks in and
implied.
it's just kind of slightly walking on the table.
Yeah.
And then he gets closer, like, what is that? And
Yeah.
then realizes it's
He
a
gives
severed
another,
chicken
what's the
foot.
big idea here?
Yeah.
What's the big idea? But it's the chicken foot all the way up to where there would
it
start
gets up
to
to
be
his
meat.
neck.
Yeah.
What? I'm not doing this for chicken scratch.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. So, just wanted to mention the chicken foot before we got too far away from
We
it.
presumed that there was a
One-legged-
there was a one-legged chicken that was going to kick his ass
we thought he was going to
outside.
run out the door and get pecked to death by one-legged chicken.
The rest of the chicken, sure, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, back
Think
to
that
the
chicken does wallpaper?
yeah, back to the rug and tub place. Mac is. I know I said it wrong.
Huh?
Anyway, but Fabulous is getting his massage from Sugar, who's like, "Oh, hey, I got some freaky stuff for you. Got some, how about this?
It's a slow week,
Yeah.
so
Why don't we try? We got a couple extra lays. We can really make it a scene in here."
yeah,
And
a
he's like,
scene. Yeah.
and he's like, she's like, and I only charge you a little bit extra. And he's like, oh, I will. Oh,
Bring
yeah.
it on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds great. I've had a rough week. I need this.
So she
That
does
sounds
the
menage terrific.
Yeah. And so she just goes back there, opens the door, shuts it, and of course she's got a murder suit on, so we know that
Right.
they dead.
She hasn't missed a murder suit, by the way.
No, every murder has been accompanied by the suit. But this is where we finally get the zombie women who have not been there.
Zimmon.
Yeah, and they just come up and they just start scratching his back, and he just kind of is like, "Hey, I don't like that.
What are you scratching me
What
with?
are you scratching me with?
Bad touch.
Your hands are cold." Yeah, and I mean just the way he's saying it, we're like, "Bad touch, bad touch."
Yeah, poor Mac.
And then he turns over, and oh my God, zombies
And they all kind of just like converge on him.
on him and strangle him to death.
Yeah. Poor Mac doesn't get a great death scene.
Nah,
It's an unhappy ending.
Yeah. It's kind of like, I don't know, because he's got his like neck tucked in real close, and they're like barely choking him. It's kind of odd. Maybe Mac is real specific about how his neck is touched.
yeah. Who knows?
Actual Mac, not the character.
Sure.
Some people are. But yeah, now we're down to Morgan and Celeste, and she. This is the point that Sugar decides, hey, I'm going to call him and just say, I'm calling it off.
Yeah, all the pretenses are off. Just
Yeah, because she has gone there the day before and said, hey, your guy with 10 grand never showed up.
Yeah.
Is this how you do business?
I love that she's taunting him. Just
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
he's got to know that.
He does, because, I mean, he gets rough with her at the end. He's like, if I ever find out you had anything
right.
to do with this, and then he's basically
Yeah.
like, get the fuck out of here. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't he find out that she's out at the house, or is that?
Yeah, it's something like that. Well, he's like, I'll come talk to you. No, we're going to talk this out. Like, you're not just
Well,
gonna.
yeah, she's like, I'm not going to sell the club and then also kiss my ass or go fuck yourself or something to that effect. And then he's like, I'm coming to you. And she's like, well, I'm not at the club. Where are you? I'm at the old Hill House.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Hill
house,
Mansion.
the house, Mama's house, basically.
Yeah.
Big Mama's house.
Two. Yeah.
Big Mama's house,
That's
Silent Hill.
TOO. Yeah.
Yep. And so he comes out, and then Celeste is like, is gonna go in with him, and he's like, just wait here.
Yeah.
You know, whatever Celeste had agreed to do, he was gonna want her to do the opposite.
Right.
You
No,
know,
he was like, are you coming? And she's like, in there? No. This is the first time she stands up for herself,
Yeah.
really. Cause, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, fine, I'll fucking go in. So she has basically, they keep cutting back to her while he's creeping through the house trying to find people.
Mm-hmm.
And they show her, they show her look around, like, all suspiciously, and then put all the windows up of the car.
Yeah.
Well, the jungle cacophony is like slowly being cranked up in the background
Yeah.
too. So like she starts and it's just like a couple of cicadas or whatever, and then it's like the full on
Yeah.
howler monkeys are in the background.
I
by
mean,
the end.
honestly, I'd be sitting in the driver's seat of this fucking car. I would
With
like,
it running.
I'm
like
sure
that place.
that dick
absolutely
that dick
not.
took the keys. He's that kind of guy though.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're probably
Good
right
point.
there.
Yeah, he wouldn't even let you listen to the radio. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, he creeps through the house for a bit until suddenly, the zombies. I think the zombies attack Celeste first. Actually, no, they attack him because he starts shooting his gun and she hears the gunshots.
They do. I almost asked if we could back it up because I was so confused when it was happening that I would almost like to watch this scene again. But they do. It's like I thought it was a mirror trick thing, the old hallway mirror.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
But it's not. I think it
It's
actually
just a
really.
big-ass
I think it
mirror,
really is a mirror. But they do this thing where like he walks down this big room and you could see him, and then he turns around and, like I didn't find anything, and then there's a zombie following him with the machete, and he kind
In
of
the
gets
shadow.
in the
shadow.
reflection or
Yeah.
something. But yeah,
Well, there was a
Yeah.
shadow zombie
oh,
following him
right,
at
right.
one point.
Yeah, the
But
shadow one, it just threw me off
Yeah.
because he would have seen where
The interesting
You would have
thing
seen
ab-
the shadow.
because his shadow is where.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the interesting thing about the mirror thing is that the angle that it's being shot from, you don't see his reflection until far later,
Right.
and what the mirror is reflecting looks nothing like what we're looking at.
Yeah.
It looks like a completely different part of the house.
Yeah, that's why it was like, is this a mirror trick with somebody looking
think-
like him going
right.
down this way? I don't know. That's what I kind of like to watch the scene again because I'm not
I
sure.
thought that was going to be Baron Samedi, like just wearing the same clothes he was wearing, plus like some white paint or
I'm pretty
something.
sure it was just a big mirror, and you can't shoot directly into a mirror, otherwise you'd see the camera. So I think it's just off to the side.
Correct.
That's why it's showing a whole different perspective.
But that's
of the
what I
room.
thought was
Yeah.
was neat about that scene is it looked like A, it looked like they were doing a mirror trick, and B, it took so long for him, he walked so far past the mirror before his reflection got there.
Yeah. There's some cool stuff in this movie,
Was it intentional?
shot wise.
Who knows?
But
It
still
looked
looked
cool.
Yeah. Eventually, he starts seeing zombies, and he's like, "Motherfucker!" And so he shoots at a couple, and he's trying to like get around. And as he does this, the zombies all appear outside of the car on Celeste.
Yeah. Start tapping on the window.
Yep. And yeah, and she's like, she's completely freaking out. And then they use that little front window, that little triangle,
Yeah.
that they used
The
to
little
have
vent window,
on,
yeah.
on the Dodge Duster or whatever. Actually, no, that's not. He was not driving a Dodge Duster. Sugar was driving
Yeah.
a
No,
Duster.
I think they were in like a caddy because
Yeah.
as she was getting attacked in the car, I was like, oh no, it's happening to the Cadillac racists.
Yeah. So they're reaching through that triangle, and then they just say fuck it and smash the glass.
Yeah, they do smash the shit out of those sugar glass windows.
Yep. Yeah.
It's cool though, because they kind of like
It's Sugar Hill Glass.
Sugar Hill glass. Thank you.
Yeah.
One of them basically just pushes through it, like they break the window with two fists, and
Yeah.
there's some sort of film or something holding the window together partially, and then they shove their hands through it, and the rest of the glass breaks away.
Yeah.
But then another one
But
just
they're
fucking
all-
smashes it.
But they've all got those silver eyes, and they're all grinning,
Yes.
and it's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They've all got pinball eyes.
yeah, and this is what ties into when Morgan gets downstairs. Suddenly, he runs into the dude who got his head fucking cut off, and he doesn't
Yes.
have silver eyes, but he's just grinning
Yeah.
big time, and his neck is like sewn back together. And then they show the dude who got the pigs. He's like kind of like torn up. I think his eyes are gone, but he's
face is
smiling.
messed
Yeah,
up.
he's just got like strips of flesh torn off.
Yeah.
presumably
Yeah,
by
but-
pigs.
It's
But
all
it-
the people who have died before are sitting there, and then Sugar in her murder suit.
Yeah, and she's smiling at him.
Yeah.
I like that
She's
Mac is
holding a
still
lantern.
like not wearing much because he was killed in a rub and tug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he's sitting there like no shirt on, and
Yep.
it's funny because
Yeah. But this makes him back up, and then suddenly get cat scared.
Yes.
Like out of nowhere, a cat jumps on his damn shoulder.
The opposite of Chekhov's cat, because
Yeah.
I don't believe it was
I
ever established.
do not think this cat was
that
established at any point.
ever shown that there was a cat.
This is the
anywhere.
Baron's cat.
Yeah.
I'm presuming.
Oh,
Doing more
yeah.
evil things.
Yeah.
oh, Baron von Caddington.
But this immediately leads to him defenestrating himself out the window.
Right, straight from a cat scare into a defenestration, which is
Yeah.
kind of great. But yeah.
That's a 1-2 punch right there. But yeah, he goes outside and he starts wandering through the swamp, and of course, because these zombies have Michael Myers powers, boom, zombies.
Yeah, baby.
Boom, zombies. Wherever he goes, boom, zombies. And yeah, he eventually gets into this. Basically, they all have torches at this point, and he's surrounded, and he's in this clearing, and that's when she's like,
Time to die, asshole.
yeah. Basically, just starts talking shit at him and waves a torch at him, and
Yeah, they shove him into, or he makes him fall into quicksand.
Oh, yeah. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, it's just
I think
it
it's-
looks like just muddy water at first because we didn't mention it at the time. There was I think when they were possibly establishing the fact,
Yeah, right
the
before
Hill
the
House,
Baron showed up.
Well, just like the fact that they were out, in the middle of the
Yeah.
swamp of nowhere, they had some stock footage of gators and
snakes, and
snakes or whatever. But it's like it's so weird because this is like a standard 185 pan size movie, but what the footage they took from was clearly from like a CinemaScope like 235,
Yeah.
which is just weird because
weird.
it's squished
Where
the
do you
wrong
get
way.
that? Yeah.
Well, I mean, like you would think like nature documentary would probably be from like television or something where you probably get this footage and it'd be stretched fat, but this was stretched in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but I thought maybe we were gonna get like Chekhov's alligator. And
Yeah, we
carry
thought
him
it was
away at
gonna-
the end or something.
Yeah,
but no,
because-
he just kind of goes into quicksand.
Yeah, because she threatens. She's waving the torch at him. She's like, "All your friends are gone. Your gang's gone. Show me how big a man you are now, asshole." And
Yeah.
that's when she basically waves the torch at him, and he runs away. And like that's when a zombie doesn't push him off a dock, but he just falls into that quicksand. And we're like, "Is it quicksand, or are we just waiting for a gator to chomp him?"
Yeah, but
And
he
it's
just
just
kind of
quicksand.
he's just like Celeste, I hate you, come save me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, and then the Baron's like, "Well, good job. All of your enemies have been defeated." And she's like, "Well, there's still one left." And that's when the zombies drag Celeste over.
yeah. Poor awful Celeste.
Oh, fucking Celeste. And then the Baron the Baron's like, "All right, well, you remember our deal?" And she's like, "Well, yes, I do actually. How about her?" And he's like, "Oh, I'd love to have you, but I'll settle for Celeste.
She's awful, and I like awful.
I like to tell her how shitty she is
Yeah.
at every possible opportunity. At one point, they'll call it negging." Yeah. But yeah, so Celeste gets carried off to be a bride of the Baron.
Yeah, the demon
So-
bride or whatever. he
so
is.
she will presumably be
Amari?
one of
Is that what
those-
he said his name? What they are?
What's that?
What was it? Amari? What was the word for what he is? Like a
Ami?
Oh, Iwa?
Iwa.
Iwa. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I'm just saying. Like,
Don't quote me if I'm wrong. Please don't hurt me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not voodoo experts.
No, I'm
We're not
a-
experts about anything, really.
I'm not a white British guy.
Yeah.
I'm only
Yeah,
half.
yeah, we're not British enough to actually have that knowledge of discovering voodoo. Yeah, but so she's carried off and presumably, in the sequel, she will be one of the brides that
The Return of the Brides of Baron
tortures and
Samedi.
kills people.
Yeah, let's write that.
Yeah, because it sure seems like set up for a sequel.
Yeah,
Because
it could
he gives her his cane, which is like, got the... It's not a skull on the top of it. It's like a head of some kind.
Oh, yeah, he's like, here's a gift for you before I go.
It honestly looked like a Caesar head.
Yeah,
it
it
looked
kinda
like
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he gives her his cane, and then... and by the way, Mama's been there through all this.
Yeah, she's just
Like,
having a good time.
Loving it.
Oh my
just
God, yeah,
fucking
she's-
soaking it up.
Yeah,
Mama
she's
is all
having the bee's
about
knees.
this shit.
I mean, she's in her element. She's all about this.
Yeah, but then it's just her and Mama, and there's like a shot that goes on a little too long of her just kind of staring off into the distance as the Baron leaves, and there's like lightning and smoke in the background.
Yeah,
I
it looks
honestly-
like they fell. It looks like, because the Baron was carrying Celeste at this point, it looks like they fell down the other side of the hill, because they disappear really quick.
Yeah.
But the shot that they hold on Sugar, I was like, I thought they were just doing a Texas, like the world's slowest Texas switch with Mama. I thought they were going to make her disappear, like she was never there, and the power of voodoo was in her the whole time or whatever. I'm just saying, like she was standing there with Mama, and it was like set up where it was like they didn't pan, they tracked in and like were only on her, and then like held for long enough where I was like, all right, come on, old woman, get the fuck out of the shot, and come back and she's gone, but she's still there.
Yeah. And then they just cut to a wider shot, and then the Voodoo Woman song plays again.
Mm-hmm. Not Voodoo Lady shaking that stick, driving me crazy because it had not been written for about 20 years.
Not Voodoo Child.
Yeah.
Nope.
That had already been written, but it's not that.
Right. It's Sweet Voodoo Lady is the name of the song?
Yeah, I believe so. By the
Sweet Voodoo
originals.
Woman, perhaps?
Yeah. Either way,
It's a good jam. I don't know if it's... Nah.
it's pretty close.
It's catchy. I mean, well,
it's catchy
right.
for
We're
sure.
we're talking about for in terms of our.
It
shit.
doesn't specifically name her, but
Supernatural Voodoo Woman.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like you just say those words, and I'm like immediately like.
I feel like it's a.
Yeah.
I feel like just being a blaxploitation movie, it probably deserves a Stargrove.
Yeah, let me see if I can find some lyrics here. Some lyrics. Supernatural Voodoo Woman.
Man, I was like,
Nope.
I was so ready to drop some random Sugar Hill Gang lyrics into this episode, but none of them popped in or came into my head at any point in time.
Sorry.
It's all right.
It yeah, it's pretty generic,
Yeah.
I think. I don't think it was written for this movie, so
So no.
I'm gonna pass on
Am
a
I
Stargrove on
outvoted?
this one. Yeah.
All right.
Each of you present your case. No, just I don't really care much. I don't.
Objection.
However, I feel like we should rate this.
All right, we should
do.
probably do that.
I feel like it's gonna be pretty easy.
Yeah, it's fucking 5 jocks.
Yeah, it is.
I fucking love this movie. I absolutely loved everything about this movie. I mean, not everything. I will say this. You could cut the detective subplot and the movie would gain more steam, but I don't even care. Like,
Yeah.
that's how much I love everything else, is I don't even care that this cop shows up and is, like, slowing things down.
Yeah, it gives
For
you
no points.
because it jumps in so fast to the just like, all right, voodoo, murder,
yeah.
murder,
Yeah,
murder.
here's the zombies.
It breaks it up a little bit and
Yeah.
gives you a little breath, you know. And it also like, not that we need it for this movie, but it does spoon feed us a little exposition. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah. And the zombies just look really fucking cool.
they do.
And
it's
the
it's an
Baron's
interesting
great.
Look.
Sugar's
Yeah,
great.
the Baron is so good. Sugar is fucking amazing.
Yeah, and apparently the Baron was like one of the uncredited writers of the movie. I think he way it.
Oh,
the
like
way
Edward,
it's
Edward Norton. on
yeah,
every
like
movie.
the way it's described is he probably wrote a bunch of the one-liners.
Yeah.
So-
that's
Bonus points to that guy. But
fucking
yeah,
Baron. He's just having a blast, man. Every
Yeah.
time he shows up, he is.
love him.
He's just. Not only does it look like the actor had some fucking fun with it, but also the character looks like it's just like, time to do evil, my favorite thing in the world.
God,
Yeah, I mean,
If I could wake up one morning out of each year with that much zeal for my job, my life would be markedly better.
yeah. We've established that we're not voodoo experts, but
Are we not?
no, we established that we're not.
Oh, weird.
But I will say that if there is any, I don't know what the factuality behind this. I didn't see one of those. Everything was based on entirely living or dead is entirely fictitious or whatever. So I'm not sure, but I'm saying my initial gut reaction that if voodoo is a way of life that it embraces revenge to this level, it might be for me, unless it can't be for me.
Have you been converted to
Well, I'm just
voodoo?
saying, like, if it can't be for me, like culturally is impossible for me to be for me, fine. But if it's a come all, you're all welcome. I'm saying like its
Yeah.
initial selling point has got me.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mama's message was, is your hate, how powerful is your hate for these guys?
She said,
And she says, it's more powerful than my love for him.
as strong as my love was, my hate is stronger.
Oh,
As she was like, I'm sold, and I was like, so am I on voodoo.
voodoo touched your heart
It
at that
did, yeah.
moment.
It did. I was like, finally, like I think that's the thing about
That's what people talk about, religious epiphanies.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
really
you
is.
had.
Like, I think that my problem is that with most modern religions, Judeo-Christian religions, it's really only one guy, one entity that gets to do the revenging, and I say it should be a mass sport.
Well, yeah, with at least this movie's version of voodoo, you get to participate in it, right?
Yeah. I mean, vengeance should be mine, so saith me.
Yeah.
Also, that's not grammatically correct, but
It's like
the
if
intent
Lot
is
and
there.
his wife got to also throw
Yeah.
meteors and fireballs
Yeah.
at Sodom
Yeah.
and Gomorrah.
Yeah,
Wouldn't they have had fun?
Give me a lightning bolt or two. Come on.
Sure. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Voodoo.
yeah.
It's that personal touch.
So,
So,
ratings wise, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm giving it 4 jocks, and here's why. Like, it's so unusual for me
Because you
to
hate us.
no, it's unusual for me to have an issue with one of our movies in the second act to the degree that I do, and it's mostly to do with the so-called breaking apart exposition stuff with the cop. I cannot tell you how on board I was with this movie, like up until the point that like I fucking love the exterior shots in this movie. I love how they look both natural and like a set all in one. And there's something glorious and almost like Wes Craven Swamp Thing for me. I know that's a weird reference, but it's like there is just something of like visceral and real about the wooded stuff that I love, and like the people coming out of the graves is so fucking good and
Yeah, it really
detailed and
is.
stuff.
It's very interesting.
Yeah,
Right?
And the second act, I don't know. It just drags for a while and then comes back and like hooks you again. But yeah, man, it was just. I have a serious like second act dragging issue with this movie that it has to lose a star. But man, I cannot tell you, like, I was so on board in the first 30 minutes. I was like, this is fucking glorious.
It looks so
Yeah.
good. I can't believe they shot it in Houston of all places.
Right. Yeah. But no,
Poor Houston.
there's
Fuck
some second issues or second act issues in this movie that I can't overlook. It's just it drags for a while, for like 20 straight minutes.
yeah. And I like that the ending doesn't moralize shit.
Oh no.
No, not at all. The ending's
Like,
just
I
like,
was expecting, like, all right, now your soul's damned forever. Good luck. And it's like, no, those
No, he
people
just-
deserve to die.
she just
And I hope
passes
they
off-
burn in hell.
she passes off this shitty white woman as
Yeah.
payment. It's awesome.
And gets away with it. Like,
Yeah.
that's the best part, is it's just like, yeah, well, that wraps that up.
It's very blaxploitation. Like, those motherfuckers deserved it. Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
Why didn't she keep the 10 grand?
Fuck it. She's got the
Like
club.
I said, for all we know, it's there. I mean, it's in a coffin full of snakes. And the guy got out later. I mean,
Later.
he joined the party.
Yeah, that is true.
It was never about the 10 grand.
I know, but
And I think she knows.
maybe I just could really use 10 grand. So I'm like, man,
Fair.
just take the fucking 10
Yeah.
grand.
But I think, like, he was. So Club Hades very popular.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of affluent white people were there, right?
Yeah, that's true.
He was lowballing her big time on the offer for the club. So she knows it's worth. If he's willing to just hand her 10 grand for it, she knows it's worth more than 10 grand.
Yeah.
I think, if she'd asked for 30 pieces of silver, it'd been a bit on the nose.
A little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure it was just like let me fuck with you by extracting that which you love most.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking great.
It's a great one. Thank you, Hula, for the suggestion.
I'm glad we weren't quite done with blaxploitation.
Me too.
I was worried last year when it's like, oh, well, we're doing all about the Benjamins and
Yeah. I'm glad there was at least one more in the tank, and it was a fucking banger.
yeah,
So what a BHM to go out on.
yeah, fucking love it.
Also, happy regular Black History Month.
Yeah, it's already halfway over.
Sure,
How'd
but
that
this
happen?
is this is the first episode.
And thanks to
we've had.
the
Yeah,
thanks
I
to the cop, this is also Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
The cop was named Valentine. If we didn't establish that.
Right.
We didn't.
Oh, okay.
And thanks to the time of the month, it is also regular Valentine's Day. Close.
Right. Well, that's
Close
what I
enough.
mean. It's like
Yeah.
tomorrow or something, right?
Tomorrow, as we're recording this,
Right.
Yeah.
an indeterminate amount of days from when we post this.
Sure. You know, I mean, just that's how time works.
Yeah.
It's a flat
Well,
circle.
I would suggest you don't take an indeterminate amount of days to get in touch with us
That's right.
before
because,
episode 600 wraps it up.
correct. A few people have already sent us some lovely messages to our email address, bmf@bmfcast.com. You can also reach us, if you would like, in a voice manner at 910-5JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263. That's the Garfield hotline. And, you know, if you have something to say, you only have a few more episodes to say it before you have to come bother us in Discord to talk about what you want to talk about with us.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't want your email or voicemail played on the air, read on the air, or played on the air, just let us know in some fashion, and we won't. Otherwise, we will.
Right.
Also, website's bmfcast.com, and you can email us for a Discord link if you want, because we have a Discord thingy,
Yeah.
but we're trying to keep shit asses out of it.
Indeed.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
Well, let's get out of here, shall we?
Okie dokie.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ, and this is BMFcast out. Bye, honk.
Oh.
Honk.
So, I didn't want to stop in the middle of the episode, but strangely enough, out of all the things, The Last Dragon, not only 4K Dolby Vision, but fucking Atmos mixed.
Oh, hell yes.
It's at least on iTunes, I'm pretty sure.
Apparently, Amazon now has locked Atmos and Dolby Vision behind their paywall of give us an extra $2.99 to get ad-free shit.
Wait, what? So, like, Prime doesn't
Prime added a $2.99
a month?
a month
Oh, fuck
additional
off.
fee to remove
Isn't that
ads.
shit
Is
already
that
like
just for their
$150
month-to-month Prime Video subscription?
Yes.
Okay.
But I mean, if you have like the full-blown Prime, you still have to give them more
I
money.
don't think so.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
If you have
On
like
top.
your regular yearly Prime?
Yep. There's a pop-up that
That's
comes up
fucking
the first time you log in after that, and it says $2.99 or there may be ads. So it's TV shows, I'm pretty sure, because I've watched a couple movies, and we didn't see any ads tonight, but I'm sure it's coming. But yeah, if any of the movies are in 4K and Dolby or Dolby Vision and
Which
Atmos,
it's probably just any kind of HDR or probably just any kind of 4K period, and then premium sound formats maybe.
well, they didn't say the 4K is limit. Like you still can get 4K.
So it's just
the
the
Dolby
HDR?
Vision and the Atmos.
But okay, I mean,
And I don't know. I think you can still get HDR10. It's very weird.
so what is Dolby making them fucking pay this money? That doesn't
No,
make any sense.
I think when they switched it over, they didn't get enough people paying them $2.99, and this is another way to try and get $2.99 out of people.
Like I said, I'm trying to figure out because like bandwidth, the difference between like 4K HDR10 and Dolby Vision is like negligible.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
They can charge it, so
Sure.
they will.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just
They
mean,
get
they're
people
fucking
in.
Amazon.
That's like with Prime. It used to be what, like
I-
$60 a year?
It's like I
double
said,
that now?
It's not the whether or not they can charge. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around the delineation between the format of
Yeah.
HDR. Is all
They can
that's-
make people
yeah.
pay for it. That's
I mean, honestly, Dolby Vision is better.
It is, but like, I mean, just having HDR is like a huge step up. Period. I mean, because there's plain HDR, there's HDR10 and Thin Plus and Dolby
Yeah.
Vision and all the various versions of Dolby Vision. But I mean, like I said, just getting into that that HDR world. Period is good enough for me. I don't have like
Yeah.
It's sort of like when you hit 5.1. It's like yes, in fact, DTS sounds a little cleaner than Dolby did back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But just going from 5.1 to 2 from stereo is so much better that you don't care.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I'm not buying this disc because it's not in DTS.
It's weird. I watch so much content through my basically through a web browser because my TV is my streaming video device, or my PC is my streaming video device. Every once in a while, some service actually will be able to serve 5.1 through like Plex. Plex will do 5.1. So every once in a while, like I'll watch a movie on Plex, and I'll be like, "Oh fuck, yeah, I have surround sound. I forgot about that." There's two giant bookshelf speakers behind me. Cool. This is what it's like. None of the I think it's none of the ones that are actually like web browser based that I use do 5.1 at all. Like I think it's impossible somehow that they can't encode 5.1 through a fucking browser, which is ridiculous.
Actually, I think that's true. I think I mean, I think that's.
I think it's a limitation of like HTML5, H.264 coding or whatever. If I would bother to download all 579 different streaming apps, then I could probably get some 5.1. But none of those Windows apps work worth a shit anyway.
All right, let's get our show.
Yeah, my ceiling speakers went on sale. Camel told me lowest price they've ever been.
Yeah, did you buy them? Yeah.
That
Shit,
hurt.
So are you going to have Atmos now?
No, I'm just gonna have 5.1, but it's all gonna be in the ceiling, so I don't have the speakers out on the thing.
Nice.
I got you.
But yeah, that kind of hurt. But I do like how they sound in Jen's office.
Oh, is it the same speakers that? Oh yeah, those are fucking great.
Yeah.
I house sat for Mackie last year.
Yeah.
And
when I was on my vacation.
Yeah. I spent some time rocking out in his office with his office speakers, and they're fucking sick.
They're not my office speakers.
It's your house.
They're Jen's office speakers.
Both of you.
I do wish we had been able to do left and right, because like when I put everything in the attic, originally the desk was supposed to face out the window.
Right.
And then she
that
moved
changed.
it.
Yeah.
So now it's like the left channel is way off on the other side of the room, and the right channel is like right near your head. So it's a little
Still,
weird.
those speakers sound really fucking good.
Yeah. And they'll sound damn good when they're put in when they're aimed in the room. But those ceilings are fucking high.
They are very
I don't
high.
think I'm going to be able to do it.
You have 20-foot ceilings?
No.
25? I don't know. They're very high.
They're like 12-foot ceilings.
I don't know.
But you have to be very high up on a ladder to touch the, like, I basically have to straddle the top of the A-frame.
They're probably 14. I'm just saying, usually 14-foot high ceilings is what most high ceilings are.
I don't know. I can't. I have no concept of anything.
They're high. They're so fucking high.
I'm a short king. I don't
but
know.
yeah, reaching the ceiling and being able to cut the holes where I need to cut them, and then reach into the rafters of the attic. Like, I don't think I'll be able to do it myself. So I'm probably gonna have to.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck, don't die type thing.
Yeah. Rent a ladder. Rent a big ass ladder.
I may rent a human being and just have him do it for me.
I have
like
suggested
the electrician is going to be doing some shit.
I think we can do that anymore. I don't. Wanna...
It's called paying
hiring.
Someone. Yeah, hiring. Yeah.
Yeah, I would hire the electrician who'll do our lights and be like, "Hey man, there's some wires already up there. Can you do this?"
Also, I need some pyramids built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we should get out of here.
Yep. Okay.
I am so glad that movie was fucking good.
Me too. All right, shut up, you stupid fucking light.
We've had some serious, like...
I still drink toilet wine.
Hmm?
I said I'd still drink toilet wine.
Yeah.
Pruno. Good old Pruno. Kyle will be back in like 2 weeks. Plus, you can listen to this episode in its edited format on your favorite podcast platform in, I don't know, by Monday.
Yeah.
Probably.
It'll be on Spotify.
Yeah.
Somebody left us a review
Scampi.
in January on
Really?
iTunes and
For
just said,
iTunes?
yeah. And it was 5 stars. And I was like, you're a good person. Whoever
I'll
you are.
take it. Yeah.
Yeah, better than those fucking cowards who are like, hey,
Yeah.
it's not the same because they don't. You're the goddamn sons of Hillary. Yeah. They don't like Trump, so I gotta cry in an iTunes review in the realm of the coward.
Except for when you're nice, then you're not the coward.
Yeah, but like iTunes, like there's just no recourse for a bad iTunes review. It is just the worst type of cowardice.
Yeah.
Because it won't even let you click their name. Like you used to be able to see what other shit they'd reviewed. It won't even let you do that anymore.
No.
But also, if you're using Apple Podcasts, just stop because that app is fucking trash.
Really?
Oh, it's complete fucking trash. They've just continued to fuck it until it's completely useless.
I'm still using Pocket Casts.
They're working it on the TV.
Yeah, I
they're
use
trying to make it-
Downcast.
Pocket Casts is pretty good.
Yeah.
They're trying to make the Apple TV unusable, at least as far as I'm concerned.
In what way?
I fucking hate that they got rid of like the movies app, and it's like it's all a TV Apple TV
Oh,
app
yeah.
now. So it's like when you're browsing iTunes and you're thinking about buying a movie, if it's on any of the streaming services that you've linked, it's like play. I'm like, I know I can. I want to know what you have quality wise, not what's available on HBO Max or just Max or whatever
Yeah.
now. Like, I'm just saying, like there are
Yeah.
times where
So it's trying to force you to the streaming app instead of letting you buy it.
well, it just says play, so
Why?
it doesn't tell you like what version they have available. It's just like, well, on Max it's in HD. I'm like, yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's out in 4K now, but you won't let me know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kyle, I'm not going to ask you to get a new podcast app because you're just going to stop listening to podcasts in a couple months. So
Yeah.
there's no sense in getting something new.
It's
just
wild
to
that all of
abandon
the
format completely.
All of the podcasts are going to stop in like 2 months.
Yeah, I mean that's why you might as well just stop development on all these apps at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, really, why would you even keep messing with that shit?
Right.
Just download the last version of Winamp and you're good to go.
And whip that llama's ass.
Oh my god! Can you still download it?
I don't know, but
Yeah,
I've
I'm
got
sure
a
you
copy
can.
of it somewhere.
Yeah, hell yeah!
I threw it on my Dropbox, so it would
Get a
never
fucking
go away.
visualizer on
Until
it.
Dropbox goes away.
Don't say that. Don't
It's
ever
it's synced to too many computers at this point. That
Right.
data would never go away.
Right. I'm pretty sure I've still got a zip disk with Winamp on it somewhere.
Oh my god, a zip disk. No click death yet, huh?
Interestingly, I don't have a working zip drive. I got a USB powered one, and it just flat out refused to work.
Really?
Yeah,
That's lame.
yeah, wouldn't even power up. Something is fucked.
Mm.
Chuck said that he had a working zip drive for me, so I'll have to bother him about it at some point in the future.
Make some beautiful jazz together.
Man, jazz.
What was the other
Those were
thing?
the worst click death.
The thing that was like the 250 meg competitor to zip drives.
Super disk?
Is that what it was? Super
No,
disk?
Super disk was 120, I
Is
think.
it 120? Maybe it was 120. Maybe I thought it was 250, but maybe it's 120.
I think there was a Zip Mega or a Zip Plus or something that was like a double.
Yeah, no, I think there was a later zip that went up to 250, but no, the straight competitor is like almost the exact same size as a floppy disk. It was a little bit larger.
It was a little bit thicker.
Yeah, thicker, yeah.
I think super drives you could put a regular floppy into a super drive and still use it. But I think it was like 2 super dense floppies inside. Yeah. Jazz the 250 gig
No, Jazz was the 1 gig. They were 1 gig drives.
or 250 meg? Jesus Christ.
No, Jazz was
Jazz was a gigabyte.
Was a gigabyte. That was big shit at the time.
Jazz.
Because people are like, "This is so expensive." I'm like, you aren't storing a fucking gigabyte. This isn't for you. Like, I hate when like shit like that comes out and people are like, "Oh my god!" Like when the Mac monitor came out, it's like it's $250, $500. Like this is not a monitor for you at home. This is a monitor for professionals
Yeah.
who want.
Well,
Like-
they always market that
I
stuff to
know.
the consumer. Like,
Yeah, they throw it in their keynote things, and people
Yeah.
are like, "This is for me. Why are you making AR goggles that are affordable?" It's like,
yeah,
because it's a prototype. Like,
yeah.
they're getting
It's
people-
fun. I
prototype
cannot
it.
wait for people to get fucking Google Glassed with the Apple Pure Vision Pro or whatever they call it.
I think it's Vision Pro. Vision Pro.
Vision Pro, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I kind of I've seen videos of people walking around in public with that shit on, and I kind of hope that it crashes and burns.
Okay.
Just because I know how much of an asshole it's going to make people. I can tell already. Like, regular people aren't going to get it or aren't going to purchase it and won't be assholes about it. But the people who do are just going to be fucking hand-waving everything, and it's going to be like the bird scooter and or people who were being assholes about Google Glass back in the day, the glass holes. Anyway, I'm not hating on Apple. I just hope it fails.
I hope we
for
get
society's
I
sake.
hope we get some sort of thing that is non-obtrusive that you can wear and not feel like an asshole. Like it's all. I mean, I would like to take computing on the go everywhere. Would be nice, like heads-up display directions and
Yeah.
shit. I mean, that would be nice, but like it just has to be tiny and not make you look like a dick.
Yeah.
And it, I would assume it needs to have cameras, but like, we've got to societally figure out whether or not when we're in public, we're in public and you must act accordingly. Like the London rules, if there's fucking security cameras everywhere, like where everyone's just like, yeah, I know I'm being watched 24/7 everywhere I go. I'm okay with it at this point. Or we just like have some sort of thing on, it's like, I am now taking a picture and it's like, bloop, bloop.
Like they have in Japan. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's just like something that says like,
Yeah.
a very clear notification that you are taking a picture.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's one of the things that really busted Google Glass was people were uncomfortable with the camera. And now, of course, it's 15 years later, and everybody has a camera in their cell phone and their watch and their,
That's what I mean.
ear
It's just
piercing
like,
or whatever.
We have to get over it as a society and realize that
50
you're
cameras on
you're-
a car.
as soon as you walk outside, you're being viewed. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
Is that right? I don't know. But
I don't think so. But I'm not too pressed about it in the same vein.
anyway,
Anyway,
philosophy.
that's our weird tangent part of the podcast, so I think we have that
Sure.
about wrapped up. Cool. So I'm Harbco.
I'm
Snappy.
Snappy. Or is it Snappy? Slappy? I don't know. Oh, by the way, just for fun, when I was playing GTA Line, of course, my company's name was Harbco.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just immediately, so whenever I pop up online, like, Harbco CEO is online.
Nice. And I'm Fuck.